We all know the feeling, that itch, deep down, that there's something more waiting for us, a life brimming with peace, purpose, and fulfillment. And yet, most days, it can seem like we're endlessly chasing, always trying to pull the threads of our lives into order, with our minds tangled in the what-ifs and shoulds. Maybe you're feeling a pull to create more, to feel more centered, to bring more of what truly matters into your life. If you're nodding along, then you're exactly where you're supposed to be. Because this journey you're about to take is about gently opening doors to everything that's waiting for you without forcing a single thing. It's about mastering the art of releasing so that everything you desire begins to come toward you naturally. What if the secret to achieving your dreams wasn't found in the struggle, the endless pushing, or the tightening of control, but rather in something much simpler and far more powerful? It's about learning to relax, not as a luxury, but as a philosophy. And the wisdom of Stoicism, a school of thought dating back over 2,000 years, holds the timeless key to this approach. Stoics like Marcus Aurelius, Epictetus, and Seneca believed that a quiet, steady mind was the real secret to a fulfilling life. They understood that peace comes not from grasping for control, but from loosening our grip and accepting that we're only truly responsible for our actions, not the outcomes. This may sound surprising, maybe even a little counterintuitive. After all, we live in a world that often teaches us to chase, to push harder, and to keep climbing. The idea that one could actually achieve more by leaning back into life and letting go, that might feel new. But take a deep breath, because letting go is not about becoming passive or apathetic. Far from it. This way of living asks you to take action with purpose, yes, but it invites you to act from a place of calm strength rather than desperation. Picture this. Rather than feeling like you're always running, out of breath, trying to reach some vague next thing, you'll feel more like you're gliding, letting life come alongside you, bringing you what is meant to be yours. The Stoic path shows us that real manifestation, genuine creation of the life we want, is built on two foundations: inner stillness and clarity. Think of still water. It reflects clearly and deeply, unhindered by waves and ripples. That's the effect of a mind that has learned to release the heavy baggage of control, expectations, and perfectionism. It becomes still, able to see life as it is, and free to focus on what it truly wants. A mind at peace is a mind that attracts good things, not because it's striving, but because it's in tune with what it values most. With that stillness comes power. The Stoics knew this, and they practiced it diligently, a mindset of calm control over one's own actions, no matter the chaos outside. To the Stoic, true freedom lies in what we focus on and how we respond. They believed that we should pour our energy only into what we can change. So often, we drain our energy trying to force situations to go our way, spending days anxious over things far beyond our control. And what does that leave us with? A sense of frustration, exhaustion, and perhaps even bitterness. But what if, instead, we reserved our energy for what we could actually influence? In fact, the more we practice releasing our attachment to specific results, the more powerful and focused we become. That's the beauty of it. Suddenly, all that energy that was once wasted on worry and doubt becomes fuel for creating, for connecting, and for enjoying life. The Stoics understood the power of choice, of choosing where to place our focus and our time. When we fill our days with actions that align with our intentions and values, we become unstoppable. This isn't the fleeting, sparkly manifestation that gets lost in wishful thinking. It's grounded, determined, and calm. Stoic manifestation works from the inside out, building resilience and strength in the mind first, so that what we attract is a true reflection of our best self. Consider this for a moment. When was the last time you allowed yourself to feel truly content with what you have, right here and now? The Stoics believed that real abundance starts with gratitude. They saw gratitude as a foundation, the wellspring of a fulfilled life. They taught that when we're able to appreciate what we already have, we naturally attract more of it. Gratitude, they believed, is like a silent power that brings peace into every corner of our lives. And when we radiate that gratitude, that inner joy for the present moment, we start to draw in more to be grateful for. Life becomes lighter, freer, and full of possibility. But of course, life isn't always light and easy. Challenges come, setbacks happen, and sometimes dreams seem to move further away instead of closer. Here too, the Stoics have a powerful lesson: the art of non-reaction. This doesn't mean indifference, but rather responding with wisdom and composure. When something doesn't go as planned, instead of spiraling into worry or frustration, the Stoics would pause, assess, and choose a calm response. They taught that peace comes from knowing that we don't need to react to everything. We can choose what deserves our attention and what we let pass by, untouched. This is where our strength lies, not in controlling the outside world, but in mastering our own minds. And as you grow in this mindset, you'll start to notice a shift. There's a clarity, a sense of freedom that comes from letting go of old fears, of the endless loop of doubts and anxieties that once took up precious space in your thoughts. This is what the Stoics called inner virtue, a term that doesn't just mean goodness, but a harmony within oneself. When your mind is filled with wisdom, courage, and purpose, it begins to align with the world in ways that are deeply powerful. You start to attract what resonates with your own strength and integrity. It's no coincidence that those who live with intention and focus often seem to manifest their dreams. In reality, they're creating from a place of inner power, bringing forth things that genuinely match their true self. This approach is not about grand gestures or lofty affirmations. It's about small, consistent actions that reflect who you are becoming. Think of life as a dance. You're not forcing the moves, but flowing with them, letting your intentions blend with life's rhythm. With each step, you'll learn to trust that what is meant for you is already making its way into your life, arriving at the perfect time. And that's where true ease lies, in knowing you don't need to rush or cling. You only need to stay focused, steady, and open. Over time, as you practice this mindset, life becomes a space of calm possibility, where your desires meet your actions with a beautiful sense of purpose. No longer does the pursuit of dreams feel like a race or a burden. Instead, it becomes a journey that you walk confidently, trusting in yourself and in the process. And as you release the need for control, as you let go of the fear of failure, you'll find yourself in a state of peace that transforms everything you touch. Let this be the beginning of a journey towards something deeper, a path that empowers you to act with confidence, to pursue your goals without the heavy weight of stress or anxiety. Take a step back, breathe, and know that everything you need is already within you. As the Stoics taught, peace and purpose are not found in controlling the world. They are found in aligning with it, letting it unfold with the wisdom and calm of a mind that has mastered itself. So take that step and start to trust in life's natural flow. The journey is yours, and every lesson ahead will bring you closer to the life you're ready to embrace. As we step further into this journey, let's begin by exploring one of the most liberating yet challenging shifts in mindset: the art of letting go. This isn't about giving up or being passive. It's about learning to release the weight of unnecessary control. When you let go, when you ease the grasp on every single outcome, something powerful happens. Space opens for life to bring you new and unexpected opportunities. Instead of wrestling with events and struggling against the flow, you begin to experience a quieter, more centered way of living, This is where transformation truly begins. Now, let's dive deep and uncover how releasing control can become your gateway to a life filled with possibility and grace. Embracing this mindset starts with a simple, almost radical acceptance that many things in life, even those close to your heart, are beyond your ability to control. It's natural to feel a desire to shape outcomes, to want life to fit neatly within the plans you set. Yet, real peace comes from understanding that life will often move in its own way, regardless of our expectations. When you stop trying to manage every detail, you give yourself permission to experience what unfolds. Paradoxically, it's in this letting go that you unlock the potential for your true desires to come into view, without the cloud of control standing in the way. Control, in its tightest form, keeps us constantly on edge. It makes every unexpected twist seem like a threat to our happiness, and every delay feel like a setback. But life doesn't follow a script. When we let go, we free ourselves from the invisible chains of our own expectations. Consider, for example, the tension that arises from planning every moment of a day down to the minute. The tighter we cling to our plans, the more rattled we feel when something disrupts them. But in letting go, you reclaim a sense of calm and flexibility that can turn even a slight deviation into something meaningful. Allowing space in your life means that new and exciting possibilities have room to appear. There is also a strength in this openness, a freedom that is not passive but actively powerful. This way of being doesn't mean we abandon effort or stop caring about what matters to us. Rather, we bring our best self to each moment, then release our need for things to go our way. It's a practice of effort without attachment. We focus on what we can control, our actions, our responses, our mindset, while freeing ourselves from the anxiety of micromanaging outcomes. When you pour your energy into what you can influence and release the rest, life begins to feel lighter. It becomes less of a struggle and more of a harmonious dance, where you're not fighting to lead every step, but flowing with each turn, ready to respond with grace and adaptability. This shift can be profoundly transformative in relationships too. Often, in our desire to protect or care for the people we love, we fall into the trap of trying to control their choices, their actions, or even their feelings. But the beauty of releasing control is that it frees us to appreciate others as they are, without pressing them to conform to our own vision. Relationships deepen when there's mutual respect and freedom. It's an act of love to let people live their lives fully, allowing them to make their own choices, even when those choices differ from what you might have chosen. When you trust others to find their path, you create space for authentic connection and growth. In truth, letting go doesn't make life predictable or smooth. It does something much more powerful. It strengthens your ability to meet life with resilience, no matter what it brings. When you surrender the illusion that everything needs to fit into your plan, you become anchored in a deeper, inner peace that can withstand any storm. There will always be unexpected changes, disappointments, or even losses. But when you're no longer tied to a specific outcome, you can navigate these moments with a calm that comes from trusting in the unfolding process, rather than resisting it. Think, too, about the opportunities this approach can bring to your work and personal goals. Often, people exhaust themselves by trying to map out every detail, worried that if they don't control each step, they'll never achieve what they desire. But there's a powerful irony here. It's often when we step back and loosen our grip that breakthroughs occur. Creativity, innovation, and growth flourish when we're not bogged down by the need for perfection or control. Giving yourself the freedom to experiment, to make mistakes, and to take detours opens the door to genuine progress. Instead of limiting yourself to one narrow path, you'll begin to see a landscape of options unfolding in front of you. In many ways, letting go of control is an invitation to trust, not only in yourself, but also in the greater flow of life. It encourages you to look inward, to align your actions with your values, and then allow life to do the rest. Trusting this process doesn't mean that everything will always go the way you want, but it does mean that you'll be able to handle whatever comes with a sense of strength and inner peace. Each day, as you practice releasing control, you'll find a new level of confidence growing within. You'll learn to recognize that true power isn't about dictating every outcome, but about cultivating a mindset that is resilient, adaptable, and open to whatever life may bring. Letting go also allows you to live with more presence. Instead of being pulled into the future with worries or into the past with regrets, you root yourself firmly in the here and now. You become less concerned with what will happen and more engaged with what is happening. You're no longer waiting for the right conditions to enjoy life. You're finding joy in the conditions you have. Presence is a gift of this approach, as it frees your mind from the exhausting loop of what if and if only. You gain clarity, noticing things you may have missed before, small moments of beauty, genuine connections, and opportunities for growth. Moreover, letting go cultivates a spirit of resilience in the face of uncertainty. Life is uncertain by nature, and no amount of control can eliminate its unpredictability. However, those who learn to release the need for certainty find themselves stronger in the face of change. They're able to adapt, to pick themselves up after a fall, and to continue forward with a sense of purpose. This resilience doesn't come from an unchanging outer world. It comes from a steady inner one. You become unshakable, not because life is easy, but because you've built an inner world that can withstand the tests of time. To cultivate this mindset, it helps to begin with small, intentional shifts. Start by releasing the little things, like the need to control minor daily events or the urge to dictate small outcomes. Notice how much lighter you feel as you let go of these small anxieties. With time, you can extend this practice to bigger areas of your life. When faced with a challenging situation, pause and ask yourself, is this something I can truly control? If not, allow yourself to release it, trusting that you'll handle whatever arises without needing to dictate the terms. Life itself becomes a teacher in this practice. Each moment invites you to choose, to resist or to flow, to control or to release. And every time you choose to let go, to embrace what is rather than what you wish would be, you strengthen your inner resilience. You become more open, more able to recognize the gifts that life places in your path, even when they don't come in the packages you expected. In letting go, you're not losing control. You're gaining something far greater, a state of mind that is free, open, and at peace. You're no longer weighed down by the pressure to control every outcome. Instead, you become a participant in life's natural flow, a steady and intentional presence, able to face each new day with a sense of ease. And in this freedom, you begin to truly see the possibilities that life holds, possibilities that might never have been visible had you held on too tightly. Letting go, then, is not an end. It's a beginning. It's the start of a life where peace replaces pressure, where you're no longer a slave to the need for control. You'll find that the more you release, the more you receive, not in material terms, but in moments of grace, insights, and a deeper connection to the life you're creating. This is the power of embracing life's flow, of stepping into a state of trust and openness that allows the best things to come forward in ways you might never have anticipated. So, as you move forward on this path, remember that each moment is an invitation. Release what isn't yours to hold, and watch as life unfolds with a richness and beauty that control could never bring. You'll find that letting go isn't a loss, but a way of opening to life's true abundance, to a world full of new and unexpected opportunities. With the art of letting go, you've opened the door to a new way of experiencing life, a way that feels lighter and more aligned. As you release control and welcome life's flow, another essential practice waits on the horizon. This is the practice of active patience, a patience that is far from passive and infinitely more powerful than simple waiting. It is a skill that builds trust within, fostering a calm strength that allows you to wait without desperation, giving life the space to bring forth exactly what you need at the right time. When it comes to patience, most people think of it as something they either have or they don't, a trait, a natural gift, or a shortcoming. But true patience is a conscious practice, one that involves a depth of strength and presence that goes beyond mere endurance. Active patience asks us to be fully engaged with the present, to embrace each moment as it unfolds, rather than constantly longing for what's next. It's the difference between feeling restless and feeling ready, between passively hoping and actively trusting. And when you practice patience in this way, you transform waiting from a period of emptiness into a time of growth and quiet anticipation. In a world that moves quickly, it's tempting to want immediate results. From a young age, we're encouraged to push forward, to achieve quickly, to reach for the next goal without pausing. This fast-paced mindset can make patience feel like a delay or a disappointment, as if waiting somehow reflects a lack of progress. But what if patience were something different? What if, instead of feeling like a pause, patience was an essential part of bringing something truly meaningful into your life? Think of a tree, its roots growing deep into the soil. It doesn't rush to bloom or bear fruit overnight. It takes its time, gathering strength, drawing nutrients, and expanding its reach below the surface. This patience doesn't weaken the tree. It makes it stronger, more resilient, and ready to thrive for decades. Just like the tree, when we practice patience in our own lives, we're allowing our goals, dreams, and desires to develop naturally. Rushing might bring quick results, but it's the slow, steady growth that builds something lasting. Active patience also fosters a profound trust, not only in yourself, but in the timing of the universe. When you allow yourself to wait without rushing, you're sending a signal to the world that you're ready to receive and that you trust in the unfolding of life. This trust isn't blind or passive, it's grounded in a sense of worthiness. By embracing patience, you're essentially saying, "I am ready, and I trust that what is meant for me will arrive." This belief brings a deep calm, freeing you from the need to constantly grasp for answers. It's about knowing that life is in motion, even when things seem still, and that you don't need to push to make things happen. Patience, in its truest form, isn't about putting life on hold. It's about engaging fully with what's happening here and now. In this way, active patience helps you to see the richness in each moment, to appreciate what is, rather than wishing for what isn't. You become more present, more alive, and more open. This presence, this awareness of each moment's value, brings with it a quiet joy that grows stronger over time. Instead of seeing waiting as something to get through, you start to see it as a chance to observe, to learn, and to grow. One of the gifts of patience is the way it transforms your relationship with time. Without patience, time can feel like a weight, a constant reminder of what hasn't happened yet. But with active patience, time becomes a companion, a resource that you use wisely and intentionally. It's as if patience stretches each moment, giving it more depth and meaning. Instead of waiting impatiently for the future, you begin to savor the present, knowing that it's preparing you in ways you might not yet understand. In practicing patience, You also begin to release the subtle tension that comes with trying to control every outcome. Rather than feeling restless and anxious, you find yourself developing a steadiness that anchors you no matter how long the wait. This steadiness is invaluable. It gives you the resilience to handle uncertainty with grace, the strength to stay grounded even when things don't go as planned, and the wisdom to know that true fulfillment can't be rushed. Patience also invites reflection, giving you the opportunity to check in with your intentions. Often, when we want something to happen immediately, we're so focused on the outcome that we overlook the why behind our desires. Active patience allows you to reconnect with your deeper purpose, to ask yourself if this is truly what you want, or if it's just something you're chasing out of habit or pressure. By slowing down, you gain clarity, and with this clarity, you're able to make choices that are more aligned with your true self. And patience isn't just for the big dreams or long-term goals. It's a practice that brings value to your daily life. Think about the times you felt frustrated waiting in line or anxious because of a delayed plan. These small moments of impatience can disrupt your peace, creating a buildup of stress and irritation. But when you approach these moments with active patience, you find that even these everyday situations can become opportunities for calm. You're no longer a prisoner to impatience or frustration. Instead, you're someone who chooses to experience each moment with calm acceptance. This practice of patience also brings a new level of appreciation into your life. When you're not constantly fixated on what's next, you begin to notice the beauty in what's already here. The present moment becomes more vibrant, more satisfying, because you're fully engaged with it. You start to see that each experience, each phase of life, has its own unique richness. You no longer need to chase happiness because you're finding joy in the journey itself. Active patience, then, is a powerful teacher. It shows you how to live in harmony with life's rhythms rather than forcing them to match your own. Instead of demanding that life bend to your timeline, you're learning to bend with it, to trust that things will unfold in their own perfect way. This patience isn't a passive waiting. It's a dynamic, attentive way of being that allows you to be ready for whatever life brings, without clinging to a specific result. It teaches you to hold space for the unknown, to honor the mystery of what's to come. The more you cultivate patience, the more it becomes a natural part of your being. You start to feel less rushed, less pressured by the external world. You begin to recognize that you don't have to achieve everything right now, that there is time for things to develop. This relaxed approach doesn't mean you're losing ambition. It means you're building a sense of ease within yourself, a confidence that doesn't depend on immediate results. Patience also teaches you compassion for yourself and for others. When you're patient, you're less likely to judge harshly or to hold unrealistic expectations. You start to see that everyone is on their own journey, moving at their own pace. This understanding fosters a deep empathy, making you more supportive, more accepting, and more at peace in your relationships. You no longer feel the need to rush others or to expect them to follow your timeline. There's a quiet power in this kind of patience. It allows you to approach life with a sense of readiness, of openness, without feeling desperate or hurried. And in this openness, opportunities come naturally. You begin to attract experiences, people, and resources that align with your values and your purpose. Life, it turns out, has its own timing, and when you trust in this timing, things have a way of falling into place. Over time, active patience becomes a source of inner strength. It builds a foundation of calm resilience that you can draw upon in any situation. This strength isn't obvious or flashy, but it's deeply grounded. It's the strength to wait, to hold your course, to believe in what you're creating without needing immediate proof. Patience teaches you to keep going, to keep growing, even when results aren't immediately visible. And this strength doesn't just benefit you, it becomes a gift to everyone around you. People who practice patience radiate a calm energy that others are drawn to. They're not rushing, not pushing. They're present, engaged, and centered. This patience inspires others, showing them that it's okay to move at their own pace, to trust their own timing. So, as you continue to embrace active patience, know that you're building something profound. You're creating a space within yourself that is calm, resilient, and ready for whatever comes. You're developing a quiet confidence, an assurance that doesn't rely on speed, but on depth. This patience is your ally, your anchor, a way of being that brings peace, purpose, and fulfillment into every area of your life. It's the practice of trusting in life's natural flow, knowing that each moment is preparing you for the next in ways you can't yet see. And as you lean into this patience, you're allowing life to unfold in its own beautiful, meaningful, and perfectly timed way. With active patience, you've learned the strength of allowing life to unfold naturally, cultivating a steady calm that transforms waiting into a time of growth. Now, as we turn inward, another essential element awaits: the power of inner dialogue. Our minds are filled with thoughts that shape how we see ourselves, how we face challenges, and ultimately, how we experience life. This is more than just the words we say to ourselves. It's the foundation for a peaceful, focused mind and a life aligned with our values and goals. Inner dialogue is a constant presence, a voice that follows us throughout the day. Some call it self-talk. Others may think of it as their internal monologue. This inner voice has a remarkable influence over our mood, our motivation, and our self-belief. Often, we're so accustomed to this inner dialogue that we don't even realize it's there. But paying close attention to it, choosing words that uplift rather than drag us down, is a powerful practice that can shift our entire outlook. With every thought we choose, we are either building ourselves up or chipping away at our confidence, our calm, and our peace of mind. One of the first steps to harnessing the power of inner dialogue is to become aware of the tone of our self-talk. Many of us carry a voice inside that criticizes, judges, or doubts. These are the thoughts that tell us we're not good enough, not ready, or somehow lacking. This critical inner voice doesn't help us grow. It keeps us rooted in insecurity and fear. By becoming conscious of these patterns, you start to see how this voice has held you back, how it has affected your confidence, and how it has shaped the way you approach life's challenges. Recognizing these negative patterns is essential, because only when we're aware can we begin to shift them. Shifting inner dialogue isn't about pretending everything is perfect or ignoring genuine areas for growth. Rather, it's about creating a voice within that is encouraging and realistic. Think of a friend who's supportive, honest, and kind. When you're down, they don't ignore your struggles, but they don't add to your worries either. They help you see solutions, remind you of your strengths, and encourage you to keep going. This is the kind of inner dialogue that fosters resilience and peace, a voice that acknowledges challenges but focuses on strength, possibility, and growth. By developing a supportive inner voice, you're nurturing a steady source of encouragement that's always there, no matter what life brings. In this way, inner dialogue shapes our perception of ourselves and our world. When you speak to yourself with kindness, respect, and patience, you're creating a foundation of self-acceptance. You begin to see that you are worthy of compassion, capable of handling difficulties, and deserving of happiness. Over time, this becomes a form of self-respect that influences every part of your life. It's no longer about relying on outside approval or validation, because you've developed a confidence that comes from within. The impact of positive inner dialogue extends beyond self-perception. It influences the actions we take, the goals we pursue, and the way we face setbacks. When your inner voice is supportive, you're more likely to take risks, to try new things, and to persevere in the face of failure. You trust that mistakes are part of growth, not evidence of inadequacy. You start to view challenges as opportunities rather than threats, and this mindset makes you more resilient. Positive inner dialogue creates a calm focus, a grounded confidence that allows you to navigate life with a sense of purpose and joy. Inner dialogue also plays a powerful role in stress management. When faced with a stressful situation, our initial thoughts often dictate how we react. If your mind jumps to thoughts of worry or self-doubt, that stress only increases. But when your inner dialogue is calm and reassuring, you're able to keep perspective. Rather than getting caught up in panic, you remind yourself that you can handle this, that you've faced challenges before, and that there are steps you can take to move forward. This doesn't mean ignoring difficulties. It means approaching them with a steady, clear mind. This approach to stress is incredibly empowering, as it enables you to take control of your response rather than feeling overwhelmed by the situation. The practice of cultivating a positive inner dialogue can also change how you relate to others. When you speak to yourself with kindness and understanding, it becomes easier to extend that same compassion to those around you. Judgment and criticism begin to fade, replaced by empathy and patience. You're no longer quick to react to others' mistakes or shortcomings because you've learned to be gentle with your own. This shift not only enhances your relationships, but it also brings a greater sense of peace to your life. You're not weighed down by constant irritation or resentment. Instead, you find harmony in understanding and accepting people as they are. The language you use with yourself also has a powerful effect on motivation. Think about the difference between saying, "I have to," and "I choose to." One feels like an obligation, the other like a decision. When you frame your actions as choices rather than burdens, you're more likely to approach them with enthusiasm and commitment. Positive inner dialogue gives you the motivation to pursue your goals, not because you feel forced, but because you genuinely want to. You're able to focus on what you value, what excites you, and what aligns with your purpose. This makes every action more meaningful and fulfilling. Inner dialogue isn't a practice you perfect overnight. It requires awareness, patience, and a willingness to be gentle with yourself, even when old patterns arise. But over time, as you continue to nurture a positive, empowering inner voice, it becomes a natural part of your life. You start to notice how much lighter you feel, how much more confident and centered you've become. Life's challenges don't disappear, but they feel less daunting because you've built a foundation of inner strength. This strength comes from within, a quiet, unwavering belief that you are capable and worthy. In moments of doubt or fear, your inner dialogue can be a source of guidance and comfort. Instead of spiraling into worry, you remind yourself of your resilience, of all the times you've faced difficulty and come out stronger. You see each setback not as a defeat, but as a lesson, a stepping stone on your journey. This perspective doesn't just lessen fear, it transforms it. What once felt overwhelming becomes manageable, even empowering, because you know you have the inner resources to handle whatever comes your way. As you continue to cultivate this inner dialogue, you also begin to experience a sense of clarity. Without the noise of self-doubt and negative thinking, your mind is free to focus on what truly matters. You gain insight into your goals, your values, and your priorities. You're no longer distracted by every little worry or insecurity. Instead, you're grounded, able to see the bigger picture. This clarity enhances your ability to make decisions that align with your deepest values, bringing a sense of purpose and direction to your life. The beauty of inner dialogue is that it's always available. You don't need any special tools or circumstances to practice it. Whether you're facing a big challenge or just going about your daily life, your inner voice is there, ready to offer support, encouragement, and perspective. It's a source of strength that's within you, always accessible and uniquely your own. And the more you nurture it, the stronger it becomes, until it's an integral part of who you are. This powerful dialogue shapes not only your perception of yourself, but also your entire approach to life. It transforms how you handle setbacks, how you pursue goals, and how you connect with others. It's the foundation for a life filled with calm, focus, and resilience. And with each day, each moment, as you choose words that uplift and empower, you're building a mind that is steady, centered, and deeply aligned with your true self. This inner dialogue becomes your greatest ally, a guiding voice that helps you live with intention, confidence, and peace. With the power of inner dialogue guiding your thoughts, shaping your focus, and building resilience within, there's a natural next step in this journey: letting go of perfection. So often, we carry the weight of needing things to be flawless. We set high expectations, not just for ourselves, but for our work, our relationships, and even for how we're perceived. This need for perfection can start to feel like a heavy burden, one that keeps us from taking risks, pursuing what we want, or finding peace in our accomplishments. Now, let's dive into what it truly means to release this burden and embrace a way of living that values action and effort over unattainable ideals. Perfectionism often begins with good intentions. Maybe it's the desire to excel, to be recognized, or to avoid mistakes. But somewhere along the way, this drive for excellence can transform into a demand for flawlessness, an impossible standard that only brings stress and dissatisfaction. The Stoic approach encourages us to focus on what we can control, our actions, our efforts, without becoming attached to the idea that everything must be flawless. Perfection is a moving target, one that's different for everyone and often impossible to reach. By letting go of the need for things to be perfect, you're freeing yourself to pursue your goals with greater freedom and joy. One of the core tenets of Stoicism is accepting imperfection as part of life. Stoics believed that striving for excellence is noble, but expecting perfection is unrealistic. Life is filled with uncertainties, and no matter how well we prepare or how carefully we plan, unexpected events can alter outcomes. When we attach ourselves to the idea that only perfect results are acceptable, we're setting ourselves up for constant frustration. Perfection becomes a cage, one that keeps us from fully living and experiencing life. By letting go, you're choosing to step out of that cage, to experience the richness of life as it is, with all its messiness and unpredictability. In releasing perfection, we begin to understand the value of effort over outcome. The Stoics taught that true success lies not in achieving a flawless result, but in putting forth our best effort in each moment. By focusing on action rather than the end result, you're able to find fulfillment in the process itself. This shift brings a sense of purpose and satisfaction that isn't dependent on external validation. You're no longer waiting for a perfect outcome to feel worthy or accomplished. Instead, you're finding meaning in each step you take, regardless of the outcome. This approach transforms how you pursue goals, allowing you to enjoy the journey rather than feeling constantly pressured to reach some elusive destination. The need for perfection often stems from a fear of failure. We worry that if our work isn't flawless, if we make mistakes, then somehow we've fallen short. But failure, like imperfection, is a natural part of growth. When you release the burden of perfection, you're giving yourself permission to try, to experiment, and even to stumble without feeling defeated. This freedom to fail opens up new possibilities. It allows you to explore, to innovate, and to approach challenges with a fresh perspective. Failure becomes less of a setback and more of a stepping stone, a necessary part of learning and evolving. Instead of seeing mistakes as reasons for self-criticism, you begin to view them as valuable lessons, each one bringing you closer to growth and understanding. Letting go of perfection also brings a sense of peace to your relationships. When we expect ourselves to be perfect, we often extend that same expectation to those around us. We might become overly critical, impatient, or disappointed when others don't meet our high standards. But by embracing imperfection, you're able to see others with greater compassion. You start to understand that everyone is on their own journey, facing their own challenges and learning in their own way. This perspective fosters patience and kindness, allowing relationships to grow without the strain of unrealistic expectations. You're no longer seeking perfection in others. Instead, you're appreciating them as they are, flaws and all. Embracing imperfection also helps you to live more authentically. When you let go of the need to appear perfect, you're free to be your true self. You're no longer hiding behind a facade, pretending to have everything together. This honesty creates a deep sense of relief, a feeling of lightness that comes from being genuine. You're able to show up in each moment as you are, without fear of judgment or rejection. This authenticity not only enriches your own life, but it also attracts genuine connections. People are drawn to authenticity, to those who are comfortable in their own skin. By letting go of perfection, you're giving yourself permission to be real, to be human, and to connect with others on a meaningful level. Another benefit of releasing perfection is that it allows you to focus on progress. Perfectionism often keeps us stuck, afraid to move forward because we worry we won't meet our own standards. But when you shift your focus from perfection to progress, you're able to take steps, however small, toward your goals. Each step becomes a victory, a sign of growth. You're no longer waiting for the perfect moment or the perfect conditions to begin. You're embracing the journey as it unfolds, finding value in each stage. This focus on progress over perfection helps you to build momentum, to keep moving forward without the weight of unrealistic expectations holding you back. This shift also brings a renewed sense of gratitude. When you're no longer fixated on perfection, you're able to appreciate the beauty of what is. You begin to see the value in each moment, each experience, without needing it to be flawless. This gratitude is a powerful force, one that brings peace and contentment into your life. You're not constantly chasing an ideal. You're finding joy in the present, in the imperfect reality of life. Gratitude becomes a reminder that life's richness isn't found in perfection, but in the experiences, the relationships, and the growth that come from embracing each moment as it is. Letting go of perfection also encourages a mindset of resilience. Life is unpredictable, filled with challenges that often don't go as planned. When you're attached to perfection, these challenges can feel overwhelming, as if they're obstacles to your happiness. But by releasing the need for perfection, you're able to face these challenges with a flexible, adaptable mindset. You start to see setbacks not as failures, but as opportunities to learn, to grow, and to build resilience. This resilience allows you to approach life with a sense of strength, knowing that you can handle whatever comes your way, even if it doesn't match your initial vision. By releasing perfection, you're also embracing creativity. Perfectionism often stifles creativity, making us afraid to take risks or try new things. But creativity thrives in freedom, in the willingness to explore without fear of mistakes. When you let go of the need for perfect results, you're able to approach your work, your passions, and even your relationships with a fresh perspective. You're no longer limited by rigid expectations. Instead, you're open to new ideas, new approaches, and new ways of seeing the world. This creativity brings a sense of excitement, a feeling of possibility that adds richness and depth to your life. This mindset shift also has a profound impact on your mental health. Perfectionism can lead to stress, anxiety, and a constant feeling of inadequacy. But when you release the burden of perfection, you're giving yourself permission to relax, to take a break, and to acknowledge that you're doing your best. This self-compassion is essential for well-being. It allows you to take care of yourself without feeling guilty or ashamed. You're able to recognize your worth, not because of what you achieve, but because of who you are. This acceptance brings a deep sense of peace, a feeling of contentment that isn't tied to any specific outcome. In choosing action over perfection, you're also embracing the wisdom of impermanence. Everything in life is constantly changing, evolving, and growing. Perfection is an illusion, a fixed idea that doesn't align with the reality of life's flow. By letting go, you're able to move with this flow, to adapt, to change with ease and grace. You're not holding on to a rigid idea of how things should be. You're open to how they are, how they might evolve, and how they can lead to growth. This adaptability is a gift, one that brings flexibility and resilience into your life, allowing you to move forward without fear. In releasing the burden of perfection, you're creating a life that is rich in experience, growth, and authenticity. You're no longer weighed down by impossible standards or driven by the need for approval. Instead, you're living with intention, embracing each moment as it comes. This approach brings a sense of freedom, a lightness that allows you to pursue your passions, to connect with others, and to find joy in the journey. Perfection isn't the goal. Presence, peace, and purpose are. And as you embrace this way of living, you'll find that life becomes more fulfilling, more meaningful, and infinitely more joyful. As you let go of perfection and embrace the freedom of focusing on progress over rigid expectations, there's a natural next step in creating a fulfilling life, aligning your intentions with calm and purpose. Many times we set goals with a rush of excitement, eager to see results right away. But the real power of intention comes not from urgency, but from clarity and quiet confidence. When you set intentions with purpose, free from the weight of immediate expectations, you create a steady energy that guides you forward. This approach helps you stay connected to what truly matters, while allowing space for your goals to take shape over time, bringing a sense of peace and resilience. Setting intentions with calm allows you to ground yourself in the present moment. Rather than feeling rushed or pressured to achieve results, you're focusing on the bigger picture. This grounding doesn't mean being passive or indifferent. It's about committing to your goals with an inner steadiness that isn't shaken by time or temporary setbacks. By aligning your intentions in this way, you're anchoring yourself in a state of purpose that fuels your actions without exhausting you. You're not constantly measuring your worth by how quickly you achieve something. Instead, you're staying connected to the deeper meaning behind your goals, creating a foundation of peace and focus. Clarity is essential in this process. Often we set intentions without fully understanding why we want something. We may be driven by external pressures, societal expectations, or even comparisons to others. But intentions aligned with calm and purpose come from within. They're based on your values, your passions, and your unique vision for your life. This clarity gives your goals depth, helping you stay committed even when challenges arise. When you understand the why behind your goals, you're less likely to get discouraged by temporary setbacks. Instead, you see each step as part of a meaningful journey, one that is fueled by a quiet sense of purpose. Setting intentions without immediate expectations also encourages patience and resilience. When we're fixated on quick results, we're more likely to feel stressed or disappointed if things don't happen right away. But when you align your intentions with a long-term perspective, you're giving yourself the freedom to grow, to learn and to evolve with your goals. This approach helps you to stay focused on what you can control, your effort, your commitment, your attitude, rather than getting caught up in things beyond your influence. You're creating a steady path forward, one that isn't disrupted by the natural ups and downs of life. Aligning intentions with calm also helps you cultivate a mindset of gratitude. When you're not rushing to reach the next milestone, you're able to appreciate each stage of your journey. You begin to see value in the process itself, finding joy in the small steps that bring you closer to your goals. This gratitude is powerful. It keeps you motivated without the need for constant external validation. You're no longer measuring success solely by outcomes. Instead, you're finding fulfillment in each moment, knowing that every step you take is aligned with your deeper purpose. This shift brings a sense of contentment, a feeling that you're exactly where you need to be. There's a quiet strength in this approach. When you align your intentions with calm and purpose, you're not easily swayed by distractions or setbacks. Your focus is clear, your commitment unwavering, and this inner strength becomes a guiding force. You're no longer dependent on the approval of others or the pressures of quick success. Instead, you're moving at your own pace, driven by a sense of purpose that isn't tied to any specific timeline. This strength allows you to face challenges with resilience, to adapt to change, and to continue forward with confidence, even when the path is uncertain. This alignment also fosters a sense of balance in your life. When your intentions are rooted in calm, you're able to pursue your goals without neglecting other areas of life. You're not sacrificing your well-being, your relationships, or your peace of mind in the pursuit of success. Instead, you're creating a life that is harmonious, one where each part of your life is respected and valued. This balance prevents burnout, helping you to stay energized and motivated for the long haul. You're not pouring all your energy into a single area. You're nurturing each aspect of your life, creating a holistic sense of fulfillment. When you set intentions with purpose, you're also building a sense of trust in yourself. You're affirming that you have the ability to create a life that aligns with your values and aspirations. This trust isn't based on perfection or quick success. It's rooted in the quiet confidence that comes from knowing you're acting in alignment with your true self. As you move forward, this trust grows, becoming a source of inner peace and stability. You're no longer second-guessing yourself or seeking approval from others. Instead, you're guided by your own sense of purpose, a purpose that is clear, meaningful, and deeply personal. Intentions aligned with calm and purpose are also flexible. Life is unpredictable, and goals may need to adapt over time. When you're attached to rigid expectations, change can feel like a setback. But when your intentions are flexible, you're able to adjust without losing sight of your purpose. You're open to new possibilities, able to adapt to life's natural flow, and this adaptability brings a sense of freedom. You're not bound by a fixed idea of how things should be. Instead, you're open to how they can be, allowing life to unfold in ways that often bring unexpected blessings and growth. This flexibility also helps you to embrace uncertainty. Setting intentions without immediate expectations allows you to approach life with curiosity and openness. You're not forcing outcomes or trying to control every detail. You're trusting that your intentions will lead you where you need to go. This openness to uncertainty isn't passive. It's an active choice to engage with life as it is, rather than resisting what you can't control. By embracing this uncertainty, you're creating a life that is dynamic, a journey filled with exploration, learning, and unexpected discoveries. Aligning your intentions in this way also enhances your sense of self-awareness. When you're clear about your goals and the reasons behind them, you're better able to make decisions that are aligned with your values. You're not swayed by fleeting desires or superficial motivations. Instead, you're guided by a deep understanding of who you are and what you want to create. This self-awareness brings a sense of stability, a grounded confidence that allows you to move forward with clarity and focus. You're no longer distracted by the noise of external expectations. You're listening to your own inner voice, a voice that knows what truly matters. This alignment brings a sense of ease to your actions. When your intentions are clear and calm, you're able to approach each task with a steady focus, free from the pressure of immediate results. This ease doesn't mean you're not working hard. It means you're working with a sense of flow, a rhythm that feels natural and fulfilling. Each action becomes purposeful, each step meaningful, and this approach brings a sense of joy to the journey. You're not chasing after success, you're creating it, one intentional step at a time. By aligning your intentions with calm and purpose, you're creating a life that reflects your true self. You're no longer defined by external achievements or the opinions of others. You're living in alignment with your own values, your own vision. This alignment brings a profound sense of fulfillment, a feeling that you're living authentically, true to who you are. You're no longer driven by the need to prove yourself. Instead, you're guided by a quiet, unwavering purpose that brings peace, joy, and resilience to every part of your life. As you align your intentions with calm and purpose, you've created a foundation that grounds you in resilience and balance. The next step on this journey is one that can transform your everyday experience, cultivating gratitude as a daily practice. Gratitude is a powerful force that shifts your focus from what you lack to what you already have, creating a sense of fullness and contentment. Practicing gratitude is more than acknowledging good moments. It's a mindset that connects you with the abundance of the present, filling life with positivity and peace. This approach doesn't require anything external, only a willingness to see and appreciate the richness that already surrounds you. Gratitude brings you into the present, offering a reprieve from the endless cycle of wanting, achieving, and then wanting more. It shifts your perspective, reminding you that life, even with its challenges, is filled with gifts. When you practice gratitude, you're choosing to focus on the positives, on the moments that bring joy, connection, or even quiet satisfaction. This shift isn't about ignoring difficulties. Rather, it's about embracing a balanced view, one that sees life's hardships but chooses to highlight its blessings. This simple yet profound choice can change how you experience each day, creating a foundation of happiness that doesn't rely on external circumstances. Gratitude also helps to foster resilience. When life brings setbacks or challenges, a grateful mindset enables you to find strength and peace. Rather than feeling defeated by difficult situations, you're able to see them as part of a larger picture, one filled with growth and learning. By focusing on the things that are still going well, on the people who support you, or on the small comforts that bring peace, you're building resilience from within. Gratitude becomes a steadying force, a reminder that no matter what you face, there is still goodness to be found, still reasons to move forward with hope. In addition to resilience, gratitude brings a sense of clarity. In a world filled with distractions and pressures, it's easy to lose sight of what truly matters. But gratitude cuts through the noise, helping you to recognize the things that bring genuine happiness and fulfillment. When you start each day with a grateful heart, you're more connected to your values, more in tune with the things that align with your purpose. This clarity simplifies your decisions, guiding you to pursue what truly enriches your life rather than what merely satisfies fleeting desires. Gratitude reminds you of what's essential, allowing you to invest your time and energy wisely. Gratitude also nurtures a sense of abundance. Often we become caught up in a mindset of scarcity, feeling that we need more achievements, more possessions, more approval to feel complete. But gratitude reveals that there's already enough, that there's beauty and richness in what you already have. This sense of abundance changes your approach to life, making you more generous, more compassionate, and more open. When you feel full and content, you're able to give freely, to share your time, your talents, and your kindness without expecting anything in return. This abundance mindset attracts positivity, creating a cycle where the more grateful you are, the more blessings you see in every corner of life. Daily gratitude also fosters stronger connections with others. When you regularly express appreciation for the people in your life, you strengthen those relationships, building a foundation of trust and kindness. Gratitude encourages you to acknowledge the efforts, the kindnesses, and the presence of those who support you. This acknowledgement deepens bonds, creating a sense of belonging and community. Relationships thrive when they're nurtured by gratitude, and a simple thank you or word of appreciation can go a long way in showing others that they're valued. This habit doesn't just enhance your connections, it enriches your own life, filling it with warmth and meaningful relationships. Gratitude is also a powerful antidote to stress. When you focus on what's going well, on the things that bring peace or joy, you're less likely to feel overwhelmed by stress. Gratitude shifts your focus from what's wrong to what's right, creating a sense of calm even in challenging situations. Instead of spiraling into worry, you're grounding yourself in appreciation, finding moments of peace amidst the chaos. This approach to stress helps you to face challenges with a steady mind, knowing that even in difficult times, there's still much to be thankful for. Gratitude transforms your outlook, helping you to face life's inevitable stresses with grace and perspective. Another remarkable aspect of gratitude is how it encourages mindfulness. When you make a habit of appreciating the little things, you're becoming more present, more attuned to the beauty of each moment. You start noticing things you may have previously overlooked: the warmth of the sun, the taste of a favorite meal, the laughter of a friend. Gratitude draws you into the now, helping you to savor life as it unfolds. This mindfulness not only enhances your appreciation, but also reduces feelings of restlessness or impatience. You're no longer rushing through life, you're pausing to soak in its richness, to fully experience each moment with a heart that's open and receptive. Gratitude also brings balance to your perspective. It's easy to focus on what's missing or on the difficulties we face, but gratitude provides a counterbalance. It reminds you that there's more to life than its struggles. By regularly practicing gratitude, you're training your mind to see the whole picture, to acknowledge the challenges while celebrating the blessings. This balanced view prevents negativity from taking over, allowing you to approach life with optimism and resilience. You're not denying difficulties. You're choosing to hold them alongside the positives, finding strength in the full, nuanced experience of life. Practicing gratitude daily also helps to reduce comparison. In a world where we're often bombarded by images of others' successes, it's easy to feel that we're falling short. But gratitude shifts your focus from others to yourself, helping you to appreciate what's uniquely yours. You begin to see that your journey, with all its ups and downs, is valuable in its own way. Gratitude reminds you that you don't need to match anyone else's life. You have your own blessings, your own path, and they're enough. This focus on your own life frees you from the trap of comparison, bringing a sense of peace and self-acceptance that comes from valuing your own journey. Furthermore, gratitude promotes self-compassion. When you're grateful for your progress, however small, you're encouraging a kinder, more supportive relationship with yourself. You're able to recognize your efforts, to see your own growth, and to celebrate your journey without the harshness of perfectionism. This self-compassion creates a nurturing environment within, one that allows you to thrive without the constant pressure to be flawless. Gratitude encourages you to see yourself as worthy, as someone deserving of kindness and patience. This self-compassion becomes a steady source of encouragement, a reminder that you're doing your best and that your journey is meaningful. Daily gratitude also acts as a magnet for positivity. When you start each day with a grateful heart, you're setting a tone of optimism and openness. This mindset attracts positive experiences, as you're more likely to notice and appreciate good things when they arise. Gratitude creates a ripple effect. The more you focus on positivity, the more you attract it into your life. This cycle brings a sense of joy that isn't dependent on specific outcomes. You're not waiting for something extraordinary to happen. You're finding joy in the ordinary, in the simple pleasures that fill each day. Finally, gratitude brings a profound sense of contentment. It allows you to see that happiness isn't somewhere in the future, tied to achievements or milestones. Happiness is here, available in the present, when you take the time to acknowledge the good that already exists. This contentment isn't complacency. It's a deep satisfaction that comes from knowing that life, in all its complexity, is enough. Gratitude helps you to release the constant striving, the feeling that you need to be or do more to be happy. Instead, you're finding peace in the here and now, grounded in the richness of the present. Gratitude as a daily practice transforms your life from within. It reshapes your perspective, deepens your relationships, reduces stress, and brings a lasting sense of peace and fulfillment. This practice isn't about denying challenges or avoiding growth. It's about building a life that is rooted in appreciation, resilience, and joy. When you embrace gratitude, you're choosing to see the abundance that surrounds you, to acknowledge the blessings that fill each day, and to create a life that resonates with positivity, hope, and peace. Through gratitude, you're cultivating a mindset that not only enriches your own life, but radiates outwards, touching the lives of those around you in meaningful and lasting ways. After cultivating gratitude as a foundation of peace and positivity, another profound practice awaits you: the art of non-reaction. Life is full of challenges, disruptions, and unexpected twists that can test your patience and resilience. But there's a way to face these moments that keeps your mind steady and your heart calm, choosing to respond thoughtfully rather than reacting impulsively. This isn't about suppressing emotions or pretending everything is fine. It's about cultivating a response rooted in clarity and wisdom. By mastering non-reaction, you develop an inner strength that can weather any storm, transforming moments of difficulty into opportunities for growth and peace. Non-reaction is about learning to pause. Often, when confronted with stress or frustration, our first instinct is to react, whether with words, actions, or thoughts. This impulse can lead to regret or escalate the situation, causing more harm than good. But in that small moment before reacting, there is an opportunity to choose a different path. The pause becomes a space to collect your thoughts, to center yourself, and to decide how you truly want to respond. This pause is where non-reaction begins. It's a simple but powerful practice that allows you to take control of your responses, leading to outcomes that align with your values and intentions. One of the core benefits of non-reaction is the clarity it brings. When you're able to pause and observe a situation without immediately jumping in, you gain perspective. You're no longer caught up in the heat of the moment. Instead, you're seeing things as they are, without the haze of impulsive emotion clouding your judgment. This clarity allows you to make choices that are thoughtful and measured, rather than choices you might later regret. By practicing non-reaction, you're training your mind to approach each situation with a sense of balance, which ultimately leads to better decisions and a greater sense of peace. Non-reaction also cultivates patience. It teaches you to wait, to hold steady in the face of discomfort without feeling the need to immediately fix or change it. This patience is especially valuable in relationships. So often, we feel compelled to react to the words or actions of others, especially when they challenge or upset us. But by practicing non-reaction, you're choosing not to let someone else's behavior dictate your peace. You're giving yourself the freedom to respond in a way that reflects your own values, rather than simply mirroring the negativity or frustration you might feel in the moment. This patience becomes a gift not only to yourself, but to those around you, as it creates a space for understanding and compassion. Practicing non-reaction doesn't mean becoming passive or indifferent. It's about choosing a response that is intentional rather than automatic. In the past, you may have reacted impulsively to criticism or frustration, letting these moments disrupt your peace. But with non-reaction, you're learning to stay grounded, to acknowledge your feelings without letting them take control. This doesn't mean ignoring your emotions. It means recognizing them and then choosing a response that serves your long-term well-being. By cultivating this mindful response, you're creating a steady mind that can navigate even the most challenging situations with grace and strength. Non-reaction also builds resilience. Life will always bring moments that test us, that push us out of our comfort zones, or that trigger old patterns of fear or frustration. But when you practice non-reaction, you're training yourself to face these challenges without becoming overwhelmed. Instead of feeling powerless in the face of difficulties, you're building an inner strength that allows you to stay calm and focused. Each time you choose not to react impulsively, you're reinforcing this resilience, showing yourself that you can handle whatever comes your way without losing your sense of peace. This approach also helps to reduce stress. When you're constantly reacting to every inconvenience, every difficult interaction, or every unexpected change, you're placing your peace at the mercy of external events. But by practicing non-reaction, you're reclaiming that peace, no longer letting every small disturbance disrupt your balance. This reduction in stress has a profound impact on your overall well-being, creating a sense of calm that permeates every area of your life. You're no longer a victim to circumstances. You're actively choosing how to respond, and this choice brings a sense of control and confidence that reduces anxiety. Non-reaction is also a practice of humility. It reminds you that not every challenge needs your immediate response, that sometimes stepping back is the most powerful thing you can do. By choosing not to react, you're acknowledging that you don't have to have all the answers, that it's okay to observe and let things unfold without forcing a solution. This humility doesn't diminish your strength, it enhances it, allowing you to approach life's challenges with a quiet confidence rather than a need to control every detail. This acceptance brings a sense of freedom, a release from the need to constantly prove yourself through your reactions. Through non-reaction, you also cultivate a sense of inner peace. By not letting every challenge provoke an emotional response, you're protecting your peace, choosing not to let external events disrupt your internal calm. This practice helps you to maintain a steady state of mind, one that isn't easily shaken by life's ups and downs. Inner peace becomes a natural outcome of non-reaction, as you're no longer giving your power away to every small inconvenience or irritation. Instead, you're choosing to hold on to that peace, to nurture it, and to carry it with you through each moment, no matter how challenging. Another benefit of non-reaction is that it fosters deeper self-awareness. When you're not constantly reacting, you have the space to observe your own thoughts, to understand your triggers, and to recognize patterns that may have held you back in the past. This awareness is invaluable as it allows you to approach each situation with a greater understanding of yourself and your needs. You're not reacting out of habit or old fears. You're responding with clarity, with a sense of purpose that aligns with your true self. This self-awareness enhances your ability to make choices that reflect your values, bringing a sense of authenticity to your actions. Non-reaction also enhances your relationships. When you choose not to react impulsively, you're creating a space for empathy and understanding. You're able to listen without judgment, to respond without defensiveness, and to engage with others in a way that fosters trust and respect. This approach deepens connections as it allows for open and honest communication without the interference of reactive emotions. Relationships built on this foundation of non-reaction are stronger as they're grounded in patience, understanding, and mutual respect rather than in the heat of impulsive reactions. This practice also encourages emotional balance. In moments of difficulty, it's natural to feel anger, frustration, or fear, but non-reaction teaches you to sit with these emotions without letting them control you. You're acknowledging your feelings without becoming them, creating a sense of balance that helps you to navigate challenges with calm. This emotional balance doesn't mean suppressing feelings. It means allowing them to arise, observing them, and then choosing a response that aligns with your well-being. This approach brings a sense of harmony to your emotional life, helping you to handle even intense emotions with grace. Through non-reaction, you're also cultivating a mindset of acceptance. Life is filled with things beyond your control, and resisting or reacting to them only creates unnecessary suffering. By practicing non-reaction, you're learning to accept what you can't change, to find peace in the midst of uncertainty. This acceptance doesn't mean giving up. It means recognizing that some things are simply outside of your influence and that fighting them only drains your energy. Acceptance brings a profound sense of freedom, a release from the constant need to resist or react to life's challenges. Ultimately, non-reaction is a practice of empowerment. It teaches you that you have the power to choose your responses, that you're not a victim of your circumstances or your emotions. Each moment of non-reaction is a moment of strength, a reminder that you are in control of your mind and your actions. This empowerment brings a deep sense of confidence, a belief in your ability to handle whatever life brings with grace and resilience. You're no longer at the mercy of external events. You're actively shaping your own experience, creating a life that is rooted in peace, purpose, and wisdom. In embracing the art of non-reaction, you're transforming the way you interact with the world. You're no longer reacting to every small disturbance. Instead, you're choosing to respond with clarity, patience, and strength. This choice creates a life that is filled with calm, resilience, and a sense of control that isn't dependent on external circumstances. Non-reaction becomes a steadying force, a reminder that you have the power to maintain your peace no matter what challenges arise. And in this steadiness, you find a freedom, a joy, and a strength that enriches every part of your life. With the art of non-reaction as a guiding force, you've cultivated a calm and steady mind that responds to life's challenges with intention rather than impulsivity. Now, building on this foundation, let's explore a practice that brings clarity and confidence to your goals, visualizing with serenity. Visualization is a powerful tool, but to truly harness its strength, it must be done with a mindset rooted in peace and assurance. When you visualize with a calm spirit, you're not just daydreaming, you're aligning your inner world with the outcomes you desire, creating a deep resonance between your goals and your actions. This practice helps the mind prepare for success, paving the way for real, meaningful progress. True visualization begins with clarity. Before diving into vivid images of success, it's essential to understand what you truly want and why it matters to you. Many people jump into visualization without this foundational clarity, which can lead to a scattered, unfocused experience. By taking the time to clarify your intentions, you're grounding your visualization in purpose, setting a clear direction for your mind to follow. This clarity gives your goals depth, helping you stay connected to your intentions even when challenges arise. When you visualize with this kind of clarity, you're not only seeing an outcome, you're feeling its meaning, which makes your goals even more compelling. Once you have this clarity, begin to approach visualization with a sense of ease. Rather than straining to create perfect mental images, allow yourself to settle into a calm state, one free of pressure or urgency. This sense of ease is key, as it enables you to approach visualization from a place of peace rather than need. You're not trying to force a result. Instead, you're simply allowing your mind to experience the feeling of success. This shift from pressure to peace changes the entire experience, making visualization an enjoyable, uplifting practice rather than something that feels like an obligation. In visualizing with serenity, focus on engaging all your senses. Visualization becomes far more powerful when it's a full sensory experience. Think about the sounds, the smells, the textures, and the emotions that surround your desired outcome. By bringing all your senses into play, you're creating a vivid mental scene that feels real, which reinforces your confidence in achieving it. This sensory depth doesn't just make visualization more immersive. It signals to your mind that this goal is attainable. Each sense you engage strengthens the connection between your mind and your desired outcome, creating a pathway that feels tangible and within reach. This approach to visualization also emphasizes the importance of confidence. Rather than approaching visualization with doubt or hesitation, allow yourself to fully embrace the belief that what you desire is possible. This confidence isn't arrogance. It's a quiet assurance that your efforts will align with your goals. By practicing visualization with this kind of inner trust, you're training your mind to expect success, building a mindset that supports your growth and resilience. Each time you visualize confidently, you're reinforcing your belief in yourself, creating a foundation of self-assurance that will guide you through challenges. Visualization with serenity also means releasing attachment to specific timelines. Often, when we visualize, we become fixated on when things will happen, which can lead to impatience and frustration. But when you approach visualization calmly, you're allowing your goals to unfold in their own time. This doesn't mean you're not committed. It means you're trusting the process. By letting go of rigid timelines, you're freeing yourself to focus on each step, knowing that the outcome will arrive when the time is right. This patience adds a layer of peace to visualization, turning it into a practice of trust rather than control. Another key element of visualizing with serenity is embracing flexibility. Life rarely unfolds exactly as we plan, and clinging too tightly to one specific vision can limit your ability to adapt. When you visualize with an open mind, you're preparing yourself not only for your desired outcome, but also for the variations that may come along the way. This flexibility enhances your resilience, helping you to stay motivated even if things don't go exactly as expected. Visualization becomes a guiding light rather than a rigid map, allowing you to navigate your journey with an adaptable, resilient mindset. Through this practice, you're also building mental resilience. Visualization isn't just about picturing success. It's about preparing for the journey, including any obstacles that might arise. By visualizing both your goals and the challenges you may encounter, you're training your mind to stay calm and focused in the face of setbacks. This preparation gives you a sense of readiness, a belief that you can handle whatever comes your way. Mental resilience is crucial for long-term success, and visualization can help you build it by showing you not only what's possible, but also how you'll respond to any difficulties along the way. Visualization with serenity also nurtures self-compassion. As you picture your journey, there will be moments where you face challenges or setbacks. By approaching these moments with kindness rather than criticism, you're building a supportive inner environment that encourages growth. This self-compassion keeps you motivated, allowing you to learn from mistakes without harsh self-judgment. Visualization becomes a space where you're free to explore, to try, and to grow, knowing that each experience is a step forward. This mindset of self-compassion fosters resilience, helping you to bounce back from setbacks with renewed confidence. Additionally, visualization can create a sense of alignment between your goals and your daily actions. When you regularly visualize your desired outcomes, you're reminding yourself of what truly matters, which helps you to make choices that align with those goals. This alignment makes it easier to stay focused and motivated, as each decision feels like a step toward your vision. You're not just picturing success, you're actively shaping your life to match that vision, creating a pathway that leads to fulfillment. This consistency between visualization and action strengthens your commitment, helping you to move forward with purpose and clarity. Visualizing with serenity also helps to cultivate gratitude. As you picture your journey, take time to appreciate the progress you've already made and the resources you have to continue. This gratitude shifts your focus from what you lack to what you have, creating a sense of abundance that fuels your motivation. When you're grateful for each step, each small win, you're building a positive mindset that keeps you energized and focused. Visualization becomes not only a tool for envisioning future success, but also a reminder of the richness already present in your life. This practice also brings a sense of fulfillment to the present moment. Often, we think of visualization as a way to project into the future, but when done with serenity, it connects you deeply to the here and now. You're not waiting for happiness to arrive with some future success. You're finding joy and contentment in the journey itself. This approach turns visualization into a daily source of peace, as each moment of visualizing brings a feeling of accomplishment, of alignment with your purpose. You're no longer chasing fulfillment, you're creating it each day through this intentional, calm practice. Another benefit of visualization with serenity is its effect on confidence. When you regularly practice visualizing your goals from a place of peace, you're reinforcing your belief in your abilities. This confidence isn't based on external validation or quick success. It's rooted in the steady practice of seeing and feeling your desired outcomes. This inner confidence creates a sense of self-worth that isn't shaken by setbacks, as you've built a foundation of belief in your own potential. You're not just hoping for success, you're preparing for it, grounded in the knowledge that you have the skills and the strength to make it happen. Through visualization, you're also strengthening your focus. In a world filled with distractions, it's easy to lose sight of your goals. But by visualizing regularly, you're training your mind to stay aligned with your intentions, to keep your focus on what truly matters. This focus becomes a guiding force, helping you to prioritize your time and energy in ways that support your vision. Each session of visualization brings you back to your purpose, helping you to stay motivated and clear-headed even amidst life's demands. Visualization with serenity also fosters patience. By visualizing calmly, you're reminding yourself that meaningful goals take time and that each step is part of a larger journey. This patience keeps you from feeling rushed or pressured, allowing you to savor the process without needing immediate results. You're able to stay committed to your goals without feeling frustrated by temporary delays or challenges. This patience turns visualization into a practice of trust, one that affirms your belief that what's meant for you will unfold in its own time. Visualization practiced with peace creates a lasting sense of contentment. You're not only focused on future success, you're embracing the journey, finding fulfillment in each step. This contentment comes from knowing that you're living in alignment with your values, that you're making choices that reflect your true self. Visualization becomes a way to celebrate each day, to acknowledge your progress, and to build a life filled with purpose, confidence, and joy. Through this practice, you're not only shaping your future, but also enriching your present, creating a life that resonates with meaning, peace, and abundance. As you practice visualization from a place of calm confidence, aligning your intentions and embracing each moment, a new lesson emerges: the art of detaching from outcomes. So often, we tie our happiness, peace, and even self-worth to results, expecting certain outcomes to validate our efforts. But there's a freedom that comes when you release yourself from the weight of expectations, when you allow actions to be enough in themselves. Detachment isn't about giving up on your goals or lowering your standards. It's about finding peace in the journey itself, knowing that your true fulfillment lies in the effort, the growth, and the courage it takes to pursue what matters to you. Detaching from outcomes begins with a simple yet powerful shift in focus. When you're able to direct your energy toward the actions within your control, rather than the results that lie beyond it, you're grounding yourself in the present. This approach allows you to find satisfaction in each step you take, appreciating the journey without the constant pressure to achieve a specific result. With this shift, each effort becomes meaningful, a testament to your commitment, resilience, and purpose. Rather than waiting for some distant success to feel fulfilled, you're creating fulfillment in the here and now. This mindset of detachment brings a profound sense of peace. By letting go of rigid expectations, you're freeing yourself from the anxiety that often accompanies goal setting. You're no longer stressed by the thought of how things should turn out or worried about the what-ifs. Instead, you're trusting the process, finding a sense of calm in knowing that you're doing your best. This peace doesn't mean you lack ambition. Rather, it means you're approaching your goals with a steady confidence that isn't shaken by uncertainty. By releasing the need for specific outcomes, you're able to move forward with resilience, knowing that whatever happens, you have the strength to handle it. One of the greatest gifts of detachment is the freedom it brings to take risks. When you're not attached to a particular result, you're more willing to explore, to experiment, and to step out of your comfort zone. This openness to new experiences creates a rich, fulfilling life, one where each moment is an opportunity for growth rather than a test of worthiness. You're no longer confined by the fear of failure because you've learned that your value isn't dependent on any single outcome. Instead, you're embracing each experience for what it teaches you, seeing challenges as stepping stones rather than roadblocks. Detachment from outcomes also allows you to remain flexible. Life rarely goes exactly as planned, and the ability to adapt is crucial for lasting happiness. When you're attached to a specific outcome, any deviation can feel like a disappointment. But when you release expectations, you're able to embrace life's natural flow, finding opportunities in unexpected places. This flexibility keeps you open to possibilities you might have missed otherwise, allowing you to see change not as a setback, but as a new direction. You're moving with life rather than resisting it, and this adaptability brings a sense of ease and grace to your journey. In detaching from outcomes, you're also cultivating patience. When you're not rushing to achieve a certain result, you're able to appreciate the journey, to let things unfold in their own time. This patience is powerful. It keeps you grounded, allowing you to approach each day with a sense of calm focus. You're no longer placing your peace at the mercy of how quickly things happen. Instead, you're finding contentment in the process, trusting that what's meant for you will arrive when the time is right. This patience transforms your approach to life, turning each step into a moment of presence rather than a means to an end. Detachment also strengthens your sense of resilience. When you're not tied to a specific outcome, you're able to face challenges with a steady mind, knowing that each obstacle is an opportunity to learn and grow. This resilience comes from within, a strength that isn't dependent on external success. Each setback becomes a lesson, a chance to build your character and refine your approach. You're not defeated by failure because you've learned that your worth isn't defined by any one outcome. This resilience becomes a source of inner confidence, a belief in yourself that remains steady regardless of circumstances. Through detachment, you also deepen your sense of purpose. When you're no longer fixated on specific results, you're able to focus on the why behind your actions. You're guided by values rather than outcomes, finding motivation in the deeper meaning behind what you do. This purpose-driven approach keeps you centered, helping you to stay committed even when the path is challenging. You're no longer swayed by temporary setbacks or minor achievements. Instead, you're grounded in a purpose that transcends results, a purpose that brings fulfillment in itself. Detachment from outcomes also encourages authenticity. When you're not trying to achieve a specific result to gain approval or recognition, you're free to pursue goals that align with your true self. You're no longer chasing after things to impress others or meet external expectations. Instead, you're acting in alignment with your values, creating a life that feels genuine and fulfilling. This authenticity brings a deep sense of peace, a feeling of satisfaction that comes from living in alignment with who you truly are. You're no longer driven by the need for validation. You're creating a life that reflects your own unique path. This practice of detachment also fosters gratitude. When you're not fixated on what's missing or what you need to achieve, you're able to appreciate what you already have. Detachment allows you to see each moment as complete in itself, a chance to experience life fully without constantly seeking more. This gratitude brings contentment, a sense of wholeness that isn't dependent on external achievements. You're not waiting for something to be happy. You're finding happiness in each moment, grateful for the journey and all it brings. This gratitude transforms your experience, turning each day into a source of peace and joy. Detachment from outcomes also enhances your relationships. Often, we bring expectations into our interactions with others, hoping they'll act a certain way or meet our needs. But when you let go of these expectations, you're able to approach relationships with a spirit of acceptance and compassion. You're no longer trying to control or change others. Instead, you're appreciating them for who they are. This acceptance creates a sense of freedom in your relationships, allowing each person to be themselves without the pressure to meet your expectations. Relationships built on this foundation of detachment are stronger as they're rooted in mutual respect and genuine connection. Detachment from outcomes brings a profound sense of inner freedom. By releasing the need to control every result, you're freeing yourself from the constant cycle of desire, disappointment, and restlessness. This freedom allows you to experience life with a sense of curiosity and openness, to embrace each moment without the weight of expectation. You're no longer waiting for something to be complete. You're finding peace in the journey itself, knowing that each step is enough. This freedom is a gift, one that brings a lasting sense of contentment, a joy that isn't tied to any specific outcome but flows from the simple act of living fully. In practicing detachment, you're creating a life that is rich in meaning, resilience, and peace. You're no longer defined by your achievements or the approval of others. You're living in alignment with your values, free to pursue what matters to you without the constant need for validation. Detachment becomes a pathway to true fulfillment, a journey that is guided not by external success, but by an inner sense of purpose and joy. Through this practice, you're finding that life itself is enough, that each moment holds its own beauty, and that your worth isn't defined by any result. This freedom is the essence of detachment, a freedom that brings peace, confidence, and lasting happiness. As you learn to detach from outcomes, freeing yourself from the weight of rigid expectations, there's another step that deepens this sense of inner peace: embracing the journey by trusting the process. Often, life unfolds in ways we can't anticipate or control, and yet there is a quiet strength that comes from believing that what's meant for us will come in its own time. This belief isn't about passivity. It's about cultivating a sense of calm and confidence that lets you move forward without feeling rushed or unsettled. Trusting the process is a reminder that everything has its season, and that peace is found not in forcing results, but in embracing each moment as part of a larger journey. Trusting the process begins with a profound sense of acceptance. Life doesn't always go according to plan, and the path to your goals may take unexpected turns. By choosing to trust, you're releasing the need for certainty and instead opening yourself up to the natural flow of life. This acceptance is powerful because it allows you to move through each day without being weighed down by doubts or fears. You're not demanding that life adhere to your timeline or expectations. Instead, you're finding peace in knowing that everything will unfold as it's meant to. This acceptance is liberating, a quiet assurance that brings calm even in the face of uncertainty. This approach also encourages patience. When you trust the process, you're no longer racing against time, anxious for results. Instead, you're embracing each step, knowing that meaningful progress often happens gradually. Patience becomes a companion, allowing you to appreciate the journey rather than feeling frustrated by delays. This patience isn't passive, it's a steady resolve that keeps you grounded, allowing you to focus on what you can control, your actions, your attitude, and your commitment, without being preoccupied by how quickly things happen. Patience turns each day into a source of peace, a reminder that growth, like nature, unfolds at its own pace. Through trusting the process, you're also developing resilience. Life is filled with ups and downs, and the ability to move forward with calm, even during challenges, is essential for lasting success. When you trust that what's meant for you will come, you're better able to handle setbacks, seeing them as temporary rather than as barriers. This resilience comes from within, a strength that's grounded in your belief that each experience, even the difficult ones, has something to teach you. Setbacks become moments of growth, opportunities to build character and learn new skills. You're no longer discouraged by obstacles. Instead, you're seeing them as part of the process, knowing that each challenge brings you closer to your goals. Trusting the process also fosters a sense of gratitude. When you're not fixated on the end result, you're able to appreciate the journey in its entirety. You begin to see each experience, each small success, as a gift, something to be valued and celebrated. This gratitude shifts your focus from what's missing to what's present, creating a mindset of abundance. You're not waiting for some future moment to feel fulfilled. You're finding joy in each step, recognizing that the journey itself is meaningful. This gratitude brings contentment, a sense of fullness that doesn't rely on specific outcomes, but flows from the simple act of living with trust and appreciation. In choosing to trust the process, you're also letting go of control. Often we try to force things, believing that if we can just push hard enough, we can make life conform to our plans. But this control only creates tension, as life has its own rhythm and timing. By releasing the need to control every detail, you're freeing yourself to experience life as it is, to flow with its natural pace rather than fighting against it. This surrender isn't weakness. It's a strength that comes from knowing that you don't need to manage every outcome to be at peace. Letting go of control creates a space for joy, a space where you're free to experience each moment without the pressure of constantly striving. This approach also enhances your focus. When you're not fixated on specific results, you're able to give your full attention to the present, to the actions that move you forward. Trusting the process doesn't mean you're indifferent to your goals. It means you're giving yourself permission to be fully engaged in each step without being distracted by concerns about the future. This focus creates a sense of purpose, as each moment becomes an opportunity to invest in your goals. You're no longer waiting for success to feel meaningful. You're finding meaning in each action, knowing that each effort brings you closer to where you want to be. Trusting the process also fosters self-compassion. So often we're hard on ourselves when things don't go as planned, blaming ourselves for setbacks or feeling that we should be further along. But when you trust the process, you're learning to treat yourself with kindness, understanding that growth isn't always linear. This self-compassion is essential for resilience. It allows you to move forward without the weight of self-criticism, knowing that each step, each attempt, is part of a larger journey. You're learning to accept yourself as you are, to recognize your efforts, and to be patient with your progress. Another gift of trusting the process is the sense of freedom it brings. When you're not tied to rigid expectations, you're able to approach life with an open mind, to embrace new opportunities without fear of failure. This freedom allows you to explore, to take risks, and to enjoy each experience for what it offers. You're no longer confined by the need for things to turn out a certain way. Instead, you're free to live fully, to embrace the unknown with curiosity and courage. This sense of freedom transforms your journey, turning each day into a chance to discover something new, something unexpected. Through trusting the process, you're also deepening your sense of connection. You're no longer isolated in your pursuit of goals. Instead, you're part of a larger flow, a journey that is connected to others and to the world around you. This connection creates a sense of belonging, a feeling that you're part of something greater than yourself. You're not alone in your journey. You're supported by a world that moves in harmony, one where each moment is an opportunity to grow, to learn, and to contribute. This connection brings peace, a reminder that you're not solely responsible for making things happen. You're part of a larger dance, one that unfolds with grace and wisdom. Trusting the process also helps you to develop patience in relationships. Often, we expect others to change, to grow, or to meet our expectations, which can lead to frustration and disappointment. But when you approach relationships with trust, you're able to give others the space to be themselves, to grow in their own time. This patience creates a foundation of acceptance and understanding, allowing relationships to flourish without the strain of constant expectations. You're no longer trying to control or change others. Instead, you're appreciating them for who they are, finding peace in the natural flow of each connection. Trusting the process brings a sense of inner strength. When you believe that what's meant for you will arrive in its own time, you're no longer swayed by doubts or insecurities. This belief creates a foundation of confidence, a quiet assurance that remains steady even in the face of uncertainty. You're not dependent on external circumstances for your peace. You're grounded in a sense of self-assurance that isn't easily shaken. This inner strength allows you to move through life with courage, knowing that each step, each experience, is bringing you closer to your purpose. In embracing trust, you're creating a life that is rich in peace, resilience, and joy. You're no longer driven by the need for immediate results. Instead, you're finding fulfillment in each moment, knowing that each step is part of a larger journey. This trust becomes a source of freedom, a release from the constant need to prove yourself or achieve specific outcomes. Through this practice, you're discovering that peace isn't found in reaching a destination, but in walking the path with an open heart and a steady mind. Trusting the process becomes a way of living, a journey that brings peace, purpose, and fulfillment every step of the way. With the peace that comes from trusting the process, there's a deeper way to shape your path: manifestation through inner virtue. This isn't about simply wishing for what you want, but aligning your desires with values that elevate and strengthen your character. By rooting your goals in virtues like wisdom, courage, and justice, you're setting a foundation that invites lasting fulfillment. Manifesting in this way means you're not only working toward external achievements, but creating a life of inner richness. This approach brings depth to your journey, guiding your desires with a purpose that goes beyond personal gain. It's a way to ensure that what you attract is truly meaningful, grounded in principles that uplift both yourself and the world around you. Manifesting through virtue begins with clarity about your values. Many people set goals without considering if they're aligned with their core beliefs, leading to achievements that feel empty or unsatisfying. But when your goals are grounded in virtue, they gain depth and authenticity. Desires shaped by wisdom are those that consider the bigger picture, understanding that true fulfillment isn't found in superficial successes, but in growth and learning. This wisdom guides you to pursue goals that enrich not only your own life, but also contribute positively to others. You're no longer chasing fleeting desires. You're seeking what truly matters, what builds you into a person of substance and integrity. Courage is another virtue that adds power to manifestation. It takes courage to pursue meaningful goals, to go after what truly aligns with your values rather than following the crowd or choosing what's easy. Courage means being willing to face challenges, to step out of your comfort zone, and to pursue what you believe in, even when the path isn't clear. This courage creates resilience, a strength that allows you to keep moving forward, even when faced with setbacks. Manifesting through courage means you're not driven by fear or insecurity. You're acting from a place of strength and purpose, a place that enables you to achieve your goals with confidence and clarity. Justice is another essential virtue for true manifestation. When your desires are aligned with justice, you're seeking not only what's best for yourself, but what's fair and beneficial for others as well. This approach brings integrity to your goals, ensuring that what you attract is in harmony with the well-being of those around you. Manifesting with justice means you're aware of how your actions affect others, that you're building a life that respects the rights and needs of others. This commitment to fairness enriches your journey, creating a foundation of respect and empathy that strengthens both your personal growth and your connections with others. Virtue-driven manifestation also nurtures humility. In a world that often values appearances and external success, it can be easy to lose sight of what truly matters. But by aligning your goals with humility, you're grounding yourself in a mindset that values growth over recognition. Humility doesn't mean undervaluing yourself. It means understanding that true success isn't about status, but about becoming a person of character. This humility allows you to manifest with grace, free from the need to prove yourself or seek validation. You're focusing on what's genuine, on what builds a meaningful life, rather than simply impressing others. When you manifest through inner virtue, you're also fostering self-respect. Desires that are grounded in virtue are desires that honor your worth, that reflect a deep understanding of what you deserve. You're no longer chasing after things that don't align with your values or settling for what doesn't serve your highest good. Instead, you're setting goals that respect who you are and who you're becoming. This self-respect creates a foundation of confidence, a belief in your worth that guides your decisions and actions. Manifestation becomes a way to honor yourself, to create a life that reflects your integrity and your aspirations. This approach also cultivates patience. Virtue-driven manifestation isn't about quick results. It's about building a life that's rich in meaning. When your goals are aligned with virtues like wisdom and courage, you understand that true fulfillment takes time, that growth is a gradual process. This patience allows you to move forward without feeling rushed or pressured, finding peace in each step rather than constantly striving for the next milestone. You're no longer driven by impatience or the need for immediate results. Instead, you're trusting that what's meant for you will arrive in its own time. This patience brings a sense of calm to your journey, a feeling that each moment is a step towards something lasting and fulfilling. Another gift of manifesting through virtue is resilience. When your goals are rooted in values that matter to you, setbacks no longer feel like failures. Instead, they become opportunities to grow, to strengthen your commitment to what truly matters. This resilience is born from a belief that what you're working toward is worth the effort, that each challenge is a chance to build your character and deepen your understanding. You're no longer deterred by obstacles. You're seeing them as part of the journey, a journey that's enriched by each experience. This resilience creates a mindset of persistence, a determination to pursue what's meaningful regardless of external circumstances. Manifesting with virtue also brings clarity. When your desires are aligned with your core values, you're able to make decisions with confidence, knowing that each choice supports your larger purpose. This clarity eliminates confusion, helping you to focus on what truly matters rather than getting distracted by superficial pursuits. You're not swayed by temporary desires or passing trends. You're guided by a clear sense of purpose, a purpose that reflects your inner truth. This clarity creates a life that's centered, one that's built on choices that align with your deepest values rather than external expectations. Manifestation through virtue also nurtures a sense of gratitude. When you're working toward goals that are grounded in values like wisdom and justice, you're able to appreciate each step of the journey. You're no longer waiting for some future moment to feel fulfilled. You're finding joy in the process itself. This gratitude brings contentment, a feeling that each moment is complete in itself, a step toward a life that's rich in meaning. This gratitude also keeps you focused on what's essential, helping you to avoid the pitfalls of constant comparison or desire for more. You're finding peace in each step, knowing that each effort is bringing you closer to a life that reflects your true self. Virtue-driven manifestation also fosters generosity. When your goals are aligned with values like justice and humility, you're naturally inclined to give, to share your success and your resources with others. This generosity isn't forced. It flows from a sense of abundance, a belief that there's enough for everyone. Manifesting with generosity means you're not focused solely on personal gain. You're seeking to make a positive impact, to contribute to the well-being of others. This generosity enriches your life, creating a sense of fulfillment that goes beyond material success. You're building a legacy, a life that leaves a positive mark on the world and reflects the values you hold dear. Through manifestation grounded in virtue, you're also cultivating peace. When your desires are aligned with values like wisdom and self-respect, you're creating a life that's free from internal conflict. You're no longer chasing after things that don't align with your values or compromising your integrity for success. This peace brings a sense of harmony to your journey, a feeling that each step is aligned with your true self. You're no longer torn between what you want and what you believe in. you're creating a life that reflects both. This alignment brings a profound sense of contentment, a feeling that you're exactly where you need to be. Manifesting through virtue creates a life that's rich in fulfillment. When your desires are grounded in values like courage, humility, and justice, you're building a foundation that's strong and lasting. This fulfillment isn't dependent on external achievements. It's rooted in the growth and character you've built along the way. Each step, each choice, becomes a testament to your commitment to what truly matters. This fulfillment brings joy, a sense of peace that isn't shaken by circumstances. You're no longer defined by external success. You're living a life that reflects your inner truth, a life that's meaningful and complete. In embracing manifestation through inner virtue, you're creating a journey that's not only purposeful, but deeply fulfilling. You're no longer driven by fleeting desires or superficial goals. You're building a life that reflects your highest values, a life that's rich in wisdom, strength, and peace. This approach to manifestation transforms each step, turning your journey into a source of joy, growth, and resilience. You're no longer chasing after things that don't serve you. You're attracting what truly aligns with your purpose. Through this practice, you're creating a life that's not only successful, but deeply, genuinely fulfilling. With your journey now grounded in inner virtue, there's a beautiful perspective that can deepen this alignment, seeing life as a dance with the universe. Life itself, with its ebbs and flows, is more than a series of actions and outcomes. It's a dynamic interplay, a harmonious exchange between your efforts and the greater forces that guide existence. By viewing life as a dance, you are invited to participate in its rhythm, responding to its beats and pauses without resistance. This approach brings a sense of freedom, a release from the need to control every step, and instead fosters an openness to experience life with grace, trust, and joy. Living life as a dance with the universe begins with tuning into its rhythm. Just as music has its tempo and flow, so does life. Every moment, every opportunity, and every setback is part of a larger rhythm. When you're attuned to this, you begin to see life not as a sequence of isolated events, but as a continuous, flowing experience. There are times of action and times of rest, moments for growth and moments for reflection. By honoring these rhythms, you're able to move with life rather than against it, finding peace in each phase. This harmony brings balance, a steady presence that allows you to embrace life's changes without feeling lost or rushed. This perspective also encourages trust. In a dance, each movement is guided by an underlying trust in the flow of the music, and so it is in life. Trusting that the universe has its timing, that things unfold in their own way, brings a sense of inner calm. You're no longer forcing outcomes or trying to control every detail. Instead, you're flowing with life's natural pace, allowing things to develop as they're meant to. This trust transforms your experience, turning challenges into opportunities to practice patience and faith. By letting go of resistance, you're creating a sense of ease, a feeling that everything is unfolding exactly as it should. Engaging with life as a dance also fosters adaptability. Just as a dancer adjusts to the music, you're learning to adapt to life's shifts without losing your footing. When things change unexpectedly, you're not thrown off balance. Instead, you're finding ways to move with the new rhythm, to respond with flexibility and grace. This adaptability is essential for lasting happiness, as it allows you to remain steady even when the path takes unexpected turns. You're no longer rigidly attached to how things should be. You're open to how they can be, embracing each moment with a spirit of curiosity and resilience. Seeing life as a dance also brings a sense of joy to your journey. Rather than viewing life as a series of tasks to be completed, you're invited to experience it as a creative expression, a chance to engage fully with each moment. This approach brings a lightness to your actions, a feeling of freedom that transforms even the most routine tasks. You're no longer burdened by the need for constant achievement. Instead, you're finding joy in the process, in the simple act of moving with life's flow. This joy isn't dependent on specific outcomes. It's a natural result of living with openness, of embracing each moment as a part of the greater dance. The dance with life also fosters a sense of gratitude. When you're engaged in this way, you begin to appreciate each moment for what it brings, rather than focusing on what's missing or what's next. This gratitude shifts your perspective, helping you to see life's richness even in its simplest moments. Each step, each interaction, becomes an opportunity to experience something meaningful. You're no longer waiting for a future achievement to feel grateful. You're finding appreciation in each phase, in the flow of life as it unfolds. This gratitude creates a sense of fullness, a feeling that life itself is enough, that each moment holds its own beauty. Viewing life as a dance also encourages mindfulness. In a dance, each movement requires presence and attention, a focus on the here and now. This mindfulness brings depth to your experience, helping you to fully engage with each moment rather than getting lost in thoughts of the past or future. You're no longer rushing through life. You're moving with intention, savoring each step, each pause. This mindfulness enriches your experience, turning even ordinary moments into sources of peace and connection. By staying present, you're able to fully appreciate life's rhythm, to see its beauty even in the pauses and quiet moments. The dance with the universe also nurtures humility. When you see life as a collaborative experience, you begin to recognize that you're part of something larger, that your actions are connected to a greater whole. This humility isn't about diminishing yourself, it's about understanding your place within the larger flow of life. You're not trying to control or dominate. Instead, you're moving in harmony with what is. This humility creates a sense of peace, a feeling that you're supported by something greater than yourself. You're no longer carrying the weight of the world on your shoulders. Instead, you're dancing with it, trusting that you're exactly where you need to be. This approach also fosters a spirit of acceptance. In a dance, there's no need to judge each step or worry about perfection. Each movement is part of the expression. So it is with life. When you're able to accept each moment for what it is, you're freeing yourself from the burden of constant judgment or criticism. You're no longer wishing things were different. You're embracing them as they are, finding peace in acceptance. This acceptance doesn't mean complacency. It means honoring each phase, each experience, as part of the greater dance. You're moving with life rather than resisting it, creating a sense of harmony that brings lasting peace. Seeing life as a dance also encourages a spirit of collaboration. Just as dancers move in response to each other, you're learning to engage with others in a way that's harmonious and respectful. You're not trying to control or compete. Instead, you're finding ways to move together, to create something beautiful in partnership. This collaboration brings depth to your relationships, creating connections that are built on mutual respect and understanding. You're no longer seeing others as obstacles or competitors. You're recognizing that each person is part of the same dance, each one contributing to the richness of the experience. Living life as a dance with the universe brings a profound sense of freedom. By releasing the need to control every step, you're allowing yourself to experience life with openness and curiosity. This freedom isn't about escaping responsibility. It's about engaging with life from a place of trust and joy. You're no longer bound by rigid expectations or constant striving. Instead, you're moving with life's rhythm, finding fulfillment in each moment. This freedom transforms your experience, turning life into a journey that's rich in meaning, peace, and joy. In embracing life as a dance with the universe, you're creating a journey that's filled with harmony, resilience, and inner peace. You're no longer struggling to make things happen. Instead, you're moving with the flow, finding beauty in each step. This dance becomes a source of joy, a way to engage with life that's grounded in trust and gratitude. Through this perspective, you're discovering that life itself is the dance, a journey that's beautiful, complete, and infinitely fulfilling. With the rhythm of life guiding your steps, there is another principle that holds immense power: the understanding that where you direct your focus, energy flows, and that energy shapes your reality. Thoughts are like seeds planted in the soil of your mind, and the ones you nurture become the experiences and emotions that define your life. By being intentional with your thoughts, you're not only shaping your perception, but also creating the conditions for a fulfilling life. This isn't about forcing yourself to be positive, but about consciously choosing thoughts that align with the life you wish to create, understanding that every thought you give attention to grows into something more. Focusing on thoughts that uplift you allows you to nurture a mindset that supports growth, peace, and resilience. When you give energy to thoughts of possibility and gratitude, you're building a mental environment that empowers you to see challenges as opportunities rather than obstacles. This mental environment doesn't deny difficulties, but it helps you approach them with an attitude that looks for solutions, that sees setbacks as part of the journey rather than as barriers. In this way, focusing on positive, constructive thoughts creates a strong foundation for resilience, equipping you to face life's natural ups and downs with calm and confidence. Being mindful of your focus also cultivates inner peace. When you give attention to thoughts that bring clarity and calm, you're protecting yourself from the stress and anxiety that often come from dwelling on worries or fears. This shift isn't about ignoring reality. It's about choosing to center yourself on thoughts that bring stability. By focusing on what you can control and releasing what you can't, you're creating a mental space that isn't easily shaken by external circumstances. This focus on peace keeps you grounded, helping you to navigate life with a sense of steadiness, a feeling that you have the power to create calm even in the midst of chaos. This practice of directing your thoughts also nurtures self-compassion. So often, we let critical thoughts dominate our minds, creating a cycle of self-doubt and negativity. But when you choose to focus on thoughts that are kind and supportive, you're cultivating a relationship with yourself that's based on acceptance and encouragement. You're no longer giving power to thoughts that diminish your worth. Instead, you're nurturing thoughts that remind you of your strength, your resilience, and your potential. This self-compassion isn't about ignoring areas for growth. It's about recognizing your inherent worth while striving to become the best version of yourself. By minding your focus, you're also enhancing your capacity for gratitude. When you make a habit of noticing and appreciating the good in your life, you're shifting your focus from what's lacking to what's present. This gratitude becomes a source of joy, a reminder that there's beauty and abundance in each day. Gratitude helps you to see life's richness, even in small moments, creating a sense of fullness that doesn't rely on external achievements. This practice turns each day into a source of peace, helping you to find happiness in what you have rather than constantly seeking more. Gratitude enriches your perspective, bringing a sense of completeness to your journey. Focusing on positive thoughts also strengthens your resilience. When you train your mind to see challenges as opportunities for growth, you're building a mindset that's equipped to handle adversity. You're no longer overwhelmed by setbacks. Instead, you're seeing them as moments that build character and deepen your understanding. This resilience doesn't mean you're unaffected by difficulties. It means you have the strength to keep moving forward, to learn from each experience without being defeated by it. This mindset creates a foundation of confidence, a belief that you can handle whatever comes your way with grace and determination. Another gift of mindful focus is clarity. When your thoughts are aligned with your values and goals, you're able to make decisions that support your larger purpose. This clarity eliminates confusion, helping you to stay true to what matters rather than getting distracted by temporary desires or outside influences. You're no longer swayed by fleeting thoughts or passing emotions. Instead, you're grounded in a sense of purpose that guides your choices. This clarity brings a sense of direction to your life, a feeling that each decision, each step, is bringing you closer to a life that's meaningful and fulfilling. Directing your focus also encourages emotional balance. When you give attention to thoughts that uplift you, you're creating a mental space that isn't easily overwhelmed by negativity. This balance doesn't mean suppressing difficult emotions. It means creating a mindset that can hold both joy and sorrow, both success and failure, with grace. This emotional balance allows you to experience life fully, to embrace each emotion without being controlled by it. You're learning to navigate your inner world with a sense of calm, a feeling that you can experience any emotion without losing your peace. Mindful focus also enhances your relationships. When you're intentional with your thoughts, you're less likely to be reactive or judgmental in your interactions with others. Instead, you're able to approach relationships with empathy and understanding, focusing on thoughts that foster connection rather than division. You're no longer giving energy to thoughts of resentment or criticism. Instead, you're nurturing thoughts that build trust and respect. This approach creates relationships that are grounded in kindness, relationships that enrich your life rather than adding stress or tension. By focusing on positive, constructive thoughts, you're also nurturing creativity. When your mind is free from constant worry or self-criticism, you're able to approach life with an open, curious mindset. This openness allows you to see new possibilities, to explore new ideas, and to find solutions that might have been hidden by a cloud of negative thinking. This creativity isn't limited to artistic pursuits. It enhances every part of your life, helping you to see challenges from new perspectives, to find innovative ways to achieve your goals. Creativity becomes a natural result of a mind that's free to explore, a mind that's focused on growth rather than fear. Through mindful focus, you're also fostering a sense of empowerment. When you recognize that your thoughts shape your reality, you're no longer a passive participant in your life. You're actively creating it. This empowerment brings confidence, a belief that you have the ability to influence your experience. You're no longer waiting for things to change. You're creating change through your focus, through the thoughts you choose to nurture. This sense of control isn't about denying the influence of external factors. It's about recognizing your power to shape how you respond to them, to create a mindset that supports your happiness and success. Another gift of focusing on positive thoughts is self-awareness. By paying attention to your thoughts, you're learning to recognize patterns, to understand the beliefs and attitudes that shape your experience. This awareness allows you to make conscious choices, to let go of thoughts that no longer serve you and replace them with ones that support your growth. Self-awareness becomes a guide, helping you to align your thoughts with your values and aspirations. You're no longer ruled by automatic thinking. You're creating a life that reflects your true self, a life that's shaped by conscious intention rather than by habit. This approach also brings a sense of fulfillment. When you're mindful of your focus, you're no longer chasing after external achievements to feel complete. You're finding satisfaction in the present. This fulfillment isn't about ignoring ambition. It's about recognizing that true happiness comes from within. You're no longer dependent on external circumstances for your peace. You're creating a life that's rich in meaning and joy. This fulfillment brings contentment, a feeling that each moment holds its own value, that life itself is enough. In practicing mindful focus, you're also cultivating compassion. When you give attention to thoughts that are kind and understanding, you're creating a mindset that extends compassion to yourself and to others. This compassion softens your perspective, helping you to see life with empathy rather than judgment. You're no longer reacting to others with criticism or impatience. Instead, you're responding with kindness and understanding. This compassion enriches your relationships, creating connections that are built on mutual respect and care. Focusing on thoughts that uplift and inspire creates a life that's filled with peace, resilience, and joy. You're no longer at the mercy of fleeting emotions or negative patterns. You're creating a life that reflects your highest values. Through this practice, you're discovering that you have the power to shape your reality, to create a journey that's rich in meaning, fulfillment, and purpose. This approach transforms each day, turning your thoughts into seeds of peace and joy, seeds that grow into a life that's truly, deeply satisfying. With a focused mind that nurtures positive thoughts, the next profound step is to release the hold of the past and fully embrace the present. Often, our minds linger in memories, reliving moments of regret, missed chances, or unchangeable events. But this focus on the past, while natural, can weigh heavily on our ability to create a fulfilling present. By letting go of past burdens and embracing the now, you're freeing yourself to experience life as it unfolds, tapping into a vibrant, clear-sighted presence that empowers you to manifest a brighter, more meaningful future. Releasing the past begins with acceptance. Dwelling on what has already happened keeps you tied to a version of yourself that no longer exists. When you accept that certain events are beyond your control, you're opening the door to a fresh perspective. Acceptance doesn't mean you're denying the impact of past experiences. Rather, it's a choice to acknowledge them without letting them define your present. This acceptance brings a sense of relief, a release from the mental strain of trying to change what cannot be changed. In this acceptance, you're free to create new experiences, ones that align with who you are now. Letting go of past regrets also fosters forgiveness, both for yourself and for others. Holding on to blame or guilt keeps you rooted in negative emotions that cloud your perspective. But when you choose to forgive, you're reclaiming your peace. This forgiveness doesn't excuse past actions. It simply frees you from the need to hold on to resentment. Forgiveness is a gift you give to yourself, a way to lighten your load and create space for joy. You're no longer carrying the weight of anger or regret. Instead, you're cultivating a mind that's open to peace, a mind that's ready to embrace the beauty of the present. Releasing the past also encourages self-compassion. So often we judge ourselves harshly for past mistakes, replaying moments of failure or missteps. But by practicing self-compassion, you're treating yourself with the kindness and understanding you would offer to a friend. You're no longer defining yourself by what you wish you had done differently. Instead, you're recognizing your growth and resilience. This self-compassion allows you to move forward without the burden of self-judgment, embracing each day as a new opportunity to learn and grow. You're creating a relationship with yourself that's rooted in acceptance and patience, a foundation that supports your journey into a brighter present. Embracing the present also brings a profound sense of clarity. When you're no longer tangled in the memories of what was, you're able to see life as it is, with fresh eyes. This clarity helps you to focus on what truly matters, guiding you to make choices that align with your current values and aspirations. You're no longer acting out of old habits or past expectations. You're responding to the present moment, fully engaged in the here and now. This clarity creates a sense of purpose, a feeling that each decision, is a step toward a life that reflects your true self. Living in the now also enhances your ability to experience joy. When you're free from the pull of the past, you're able to fully appreciate the simple moments that make life rich and meaningful. Each day becomes an opportunity to create memories that reflect who you are today, rather than reliving those that belong to a different time. This focus on the present brings a sense of wonder to your journey, a feeling that each moment holds its own beauty and potential. You're no longer waiting for happiness to arrive in some distant future. You're finding it in the present, in the simple act of being fully engaged with life. Releasing the past also nurtures resilience. Life will always bring challenges, and the ability to adapt requires a mindset that's flexible and forward-looking. When you're no longer burdened by past disappointments, you're able to approach new experiences with an open mind, ready to learn and grow. This resilience creates a foundation of strength, a belief that you can handle whatever comes your way without being held back by old wounds. You're no longer repeating the same patterns. You're moving forward with the confidence that each day is a new opportunity to shape your path. Letting go of the past also brings a sense of freedom. When you're no longer defined by your history, you're free to create a life that reflects who you are now. This freedom allows you to explore new interests, to pursue goals that align with your present values rather than being influenced by past limitations. You're no longer constrained by old fears or regrets. You're open to the possibilities of the present. This freedom transforms your experience, turning each day into an opportunity to express your true self, unencumbered by the shadows of the past. Embracing the now also fosters gratitude. When you're fully present, you're able to see the abundance in each moment, to appreciate what you have without longing for what's gone. This gratitude shifts your perspective, helping you to focus on the richness of your current life rather than on what might have been. Gratitude brings contentment, a sense of peace that doesn't rely on external achievements. You're no longer searching for fulfillment in past memories. You're finding it in each day, in the simple joys that fill your life. This gratitude creates a sense of wholeness, a feeling that each moment is complete in itself. Living in the present also encourages mindfulness. When you're focused on the now, you're able to experience life with a heightened sense of awareness, fully engaged in each sensation, each interaction. This mindfulness brings depth to your experience, helping you to savor the details that make each moment unique. You're no longer distracted by thoughts of the past. You're fully here, embracing life with open eyes and an open heart. This mindfulness enriches your journey, turning each day into a source of peace and fulfillment. Releasing the past also cultivates trust. When you're no longer holding on to old fears or regrets, you're able to approach life with a sense of confidence, trusting that you're exactly where you need to be. This trust isn't about ignoring challenges. It's about believing in your ability to navigate them with strength and grace. You're no longer weighed down by doubts about what could have been. Instead, you're moving forward with faith in your journey. This trust creates a sense of stability, a foundation that allows you to embrace each moment without the need to look back. Embracing the present also brings a sense of balance. When you're no longer focused on the past, you're able to create a life that reflects your values and priorities. This balance helps you to make choices that align with your true self, rather than being influenced by past mistakes or missed opportunities. You're no longer pulled in different directions by old expectations. You're centered in the now, creating a life that's harmonious and fulfilling. This balance creates a sense of inner peace, a feeling that each aspect of your life is aligned with your highest purpose. Letting go of the past also enhances your relationships. When you're no longer holding on to old grievances or regrets, you're able to approach others with a spirit of openness and compassion. You're no longer reacting to people through the lens of past experiences. Instead, you're engaging with them as they are, in the present. This openness creates deeper connections, relationships that are built on mutual respect and understanding. You're no longer carrying the weight of old conflicts. You're creating space for new, positive interactions that reflect your growth and maturity. In releasing the past, you're also embracing the power of possibility. When you're no longer defined by what's behind you, you're free to explore new paths, to pursue dreams that align with your current self. This openness to possibility brings excitement to your journey, a feeling that each day holds the potential for something new. You're no longer limited by past choices. You're free to create a future that reflects your true desires. This sense of possibility transforms your experience, turning life into a canvas where each day is an opportunity to paint a new picture. Letting go of the past brings a profound sense of fulfillment. When you're fully present, you're able to experience life in its richness, to savor each moment without the weight of regret. This fulfillment isn't dependent on external achievements. It's a natural result of living in harmony with the present. You're no longer chasing after memories. You're creating new experiences that reflect your growth and joy. This fulfillment brings contentment, a feeling that life itself is enough, that each day holds its own beauty and value. In embracing the now, you're creating a life that's filled with peace, freedom, and purpose. You're no longer defined by past experiences. You're living in alignment with your present values, creating a journey that's rich in meaning and joy. Through this practice, you're discovering that each moment is a gift, a chance to experience life with an open heart and an open mind. By releasing the past, you're freeing yourself to live fully, to create a future that reflects your true self, unburdened by what was and fully engaged in what is. With a newfound appreciation for living in the present and freeing yourself from the weight of the past, another practice awaits that can deepen this transformation. Beginning each day with purpose and clarity. The way you start your morning sets the tone for everything that follows. Certain habits may seem small, yet they have a powerful impact on your mindset, your resilience, and your focus. Stoicism teaches that each moment is an opportunity to cultivate inner strength and clarity, and this is especially true when it comes to how you greet each new day. Here are 15 things to avoid doing first thing in the morning, each step guiding you toward a more purposeful and balanced start. One of the most important things to avoid is reaching for your phone immediately upon waking. When you dive into emails, social media, or news right away, you're letting external information dictate your thoughts and emotions. Instead, consider starting the day by centering yourself. This small choice helps you retain control over your mindset, allowing you to approach the day with intention rather than reaction. By not letting digital distractions enter your mind first thing, you're prioritizing inner peace and setting a calm, focused foundation for the hours ahead. Rushing out of bed the moment you wake is another habit to avoid. The transition from rest to action is significant, and when you move too quickly, you're more likely to carry stress into your morning. Taking a few moments to wake up gently, even sitting in silence or stretching, allows your mind and body to adjust gradually. This intentional start creates a sense of calm that supports you throughout the day. By allowing yourself this space, you're beginning with a mindset of care, one that sees value in the quiet moments and encourages presence. Another habit to avoid is hitting snooze repeatedly. While it may feel good to delay the morning, constantly snoozing interrupts your natural waking process, leading to more grogginess rather than restfulness. Each time you press snooze, you're prolonging the inevitable, which can create a sense of resistance toward the day. By committing to getting up at a set time, you're training yourself to meet each day with discipline and readiness. This consistency strengthens your resilience, creating a morning that is grounded in purpose rather than avoidance. It's also best to avoid immediately focusing on your to-do list. While planning is essential, diving straight into tasks upon waking can make the morning feel overwhelming. Instead, start by centering your mind on the present. Taking a few minutes to reflect or meditate allows you to focus on your intentions without the pressure of productivity. This approach nurtures mindfulness, encouraging you to start the day with a sense of balance and clarity before tackling any responsibilities. By giving yourself this time, you're prioritizing your mental well-being over rushing into action. Avoiding negative self-talk as soon as you wake up is another key practice. The thoughts you allow in those first few moments set the tone for how you'll view yourself throughout the day. When you start with self-compassion rather than criticism, you're creating a mindset that supports confidence and inner peace. This doesn't mean ignoring areas for growth. It simply means approaching them with patience rather than judgment. By fostering positive self-regard in the morning, you're building a foundation of self-respect that strengthens your resilience and self-worth. Another thing to avoid is skipping hydration. After hours of rest, your body needs water to function at its best. Dehydration can lead to fatigue and reduce focus, making the morning more challenging than necessary. By starting the day with a glass of water, you're nourishing yourself, showing that you value your well-being. This small habit has a big impact, supporting both physical and mental clarity. In taking this simple step, you're aligning with a Stoic mindset that values self-care as essential for resilience and clarity. It's also wise to avoid comparing yourself to others right as you start your day. When you engage in comparisons, you're allowing external standards to shape your self-view, often leading to feelings of inadequacy. Instead, focus on your unique path, acknowledging your strengths and progress. By cultivating gratitude for where you are, you're creating a morning filled with contentment and self-assurance. This practice helps you approach the day with confidence, grounded in a sense of self-worth that isn't reliant on the opinions or achievements of others. Avoid checking the news immediately upon waking. While staying informed is important, news often brings stress or worry, and exposing yourself to it right away can set a tense tone for the day. Consider waiting until later to catch up on current events. This way, you're starting your day with peace rather than tension. By choosing to engage with the world on your terms, you're fostering a morning filled with calm focus, setting boundaries that protect your mental space and help you maintain balance. Another thing to avoid is eating a heavy, unbalanced breakfast. The food you choose in the morning affects your energy levels, focus, and mood. Opting for a balanced meal provides the nourishment your body needs, supporting both physical health and mental clarity. This simple habit sets you up for a day where you feel energized and ready rather than sluggish. By treating your body with care, you're practicing self-respect, valuing your well-being as the foundation for a productive and fulfilling day. Avoid letting thoughts of past mistakes or future anxieties cloud your morning. When you dwell on regrets or worry about what's to come, you're disconnecting from the present. Instead, consider starting with a clean slate each day, viewing the morning as a fresh opportunity. This shift helps you approach the day with hope and openness, free from the weight of yesterday or the uncertainty of tomorrow. By embracing each morning as a new beginning, you're building a mindset that is resilient and forward-looking. It's also best to avoid skipping a few moments of silence or stillness. Starting the day with noise or rushing disrupts your inner peace. Instead, take a few minutes to sit quietly, breathe deeply, or meditate. This stillness creates a sense of calm that carries into the rest of the day. In practicing silence, you're connecting with yourself, fostering a sense of inner peace that supports mindfulness and presence throughout the day. Avoid putting off gratitude until later. Starting the day by appreciating what you have, no matter how simple, creates a mindset of abundance and contentment. Gratitude reminds you of the richness of life, helping you to approach each day with a sense of fulfillment. By focusing on what you're grateful for first thing in the morning, you're shaping your perspective, encouraging positivity and peace that influence how you experience the day. It's wise to avoid holding on to rigid expectations for the day ahead. While goals are valuable, clinging to specific outcomes can create stress and disappointment if things don't go as planned. Instead, approach the day with flexibility, open to whatever it may bring. This approach fosters resilience, helping you to adapt and find contentment regardless of circumstances. By releasing rigid expectations, you're allowing yourself to flow with life, meeting each moment with a mindset that values growth over control. Another thing to avoid is ignoring personal reflection. Taking a few minutes in the morning to connect with your intentions helps you to align your actions with your values. Reflection doesn't have to be lengthy. Even a few thoughts on how you want to show up can set a purposeful tone. This practice encourages you to live mindfully, to act with intention rather than on autopilot. By grounding yourself in your values, you're preparing to approach the day with authenticity and clarity. Avoid starting the day without kindness toward yourself. Being gentle with yourself as you begin each day fosters resilience and self-respect. When you start with compassion, you're building a foundation that supports confidence and peace. Treat each morning as a chance to affirm your worth, to approach the day with a sense of patience and understanding. This kindness creates a mindset that encourages growth, one that allows you to navigate the day with grace and strength. By avoiding these common morning habits, you're creating a foundation for a life filled with purpose, resilience, and peace. Each choice, each mindful step, transforms your morning from a rush of routines into a moment of presence and intention. With Stoic principles guiding you, you're starting each day with a mindset that nurtures growth, clarity, and joy, ready to meet whatever life may bring with strength and balance. With a strong foundation for each day, grounded in clarity and intention, another essential practice awaits: quietly removing what no longer serves you. Stoicism teaches that true strength comes from within, and often that strength is obstructed by things we unknowingly hold on to. By releasing these elements, you're creating space for inner peace, resilience, and a life filled with purpose. Here, we explore 12 things to gently and quietly release, letting go without drama, just the simple choice to make room for what brings genuine growth and fulfillment. One of the first things to let go of is the need for external validation. So often, we look outside ourselves for approval, shaping our decisions around what others think. This habit places your peace in someone else's hands, making your happiness dependent on things you can't control. Instead, cultivate a sense of self-worth that comes from within. By releasing the need for constant validation, you're strengthening your ability to act according to your own values, confident in your choices without seeking approval. This choice brings inner peace, a calm assurance that allows you to move through life with integrity and self-respect. Another thing to remove from your life is comparison. Comparing yourself to others only fosters feelings of inadequacy or envy, drawing your focus away from your unique path. When you compare, you're measuring your worth against someone else's journey, which is never a true reflection of your own growth. Letting go of comparison allows you to celebrate your own progress, finding joy in your achievements without needing to match anyone else's. This shift nurtures self-acceptance, creating a life where you're focused on your values and goals rather than constantly looking sideways. Holding on to grudges is another habit that quietly disrupts inner peace. When you carry resentment, it acts like a weight, influencing your mood and outlook. Grudges don't affect the other person, they only cloud your own mind with bitterness. Letting go of resentment is an act of self-liberation, allowing you to move forward without the shadows of past conflicts. This forgiveness doesn't mean excusing harmful actions. It simply frees you from the emotional toll of holding on. Releasing grudges brings a sense of relief, a lightness that clears the way for positive emotions and new connections. Letting go of the fear of failure is essential for personal growth. Fear of failure keeps you from pursuing new opportunities, trapping you in a comfort zone that limits your potential. By releasing this fear, you're allowing yourself to take risks, to try new things without the weight of perfectionism. This openness to failure encourages resilience, helping you to see setbacks as learning experiences rather than reasons to stop. With this release, you're creating a mindset that values progress over perfection, finding courage in each step forward rather than being held back by the need for flawless success. It's also beneficial to release toxic relationships. Connections that drain your energy, undermine your self-esteem, or bring constant negativity are not worth holding on to. Removing yourself from harmful dynamics is a way of respecting your well-being, prioritizing connections that uplift and support you. This doesn't mean cutting people out harshly. It's about setting boundaries that protect your peace. By letting go of relationships that no longer align with your values, you're creating space for connections that are positive, enriching, and mutually supportive. Another thing to quietly remove is the habit of overthinking. Constantly analyzing situations or worrying about future outcomes drains mental energy and clouds your judgment. Overthinking creates problems that don't exist, filling your mind with unnecessary stress and anxiety. By releasing this habit, you're allowing yourself to live with a sense of ease, to trust that not every detail needs to be controlled or examined. Letting go of overthinking creates mental clarity, giving you the freedom to focus on the present without the burden of excessive worry. Attachment to material possessions is another habit to reconsider. When you tie your happiness to things, you're placing value on items that don't truly enrich your life. While material things can bring comfort, they don't bring lasting fulfillment. By releasing attachment to possessions, you're freeing yourself from the need for constant acquisition, finding contentment in experiences and relationships rather than objects. This shift creates a life that values simplicity, one that finds abundance in what can't be measured or bought. With less attachment, you're discovering that peace comes from within, not from things. Another thing to release is the desire to control others. Trying to manage others' actions, choices, or opinions only leads to frustration and disappointment, as people are naturally independent. When you let go of this desire, you're allowing others to be themselves, freeing yourself from the responsibility of shaping their lives. This choice fosters respect, creating relationships that are based on acceptance rather than manipulation. By releasing the need to control, you're building connections that are genuine, filled with mutual trust and understanding. Letting go of unrealistic expectations is another powerful way to find peace. When you set standards that are unattainable, you're setting yourself up for disappointment. This doesn't mean lowering your goals, but rather approaching life with flexibility and acceptance. Releasing unrealistic expectations allows you to adapt, to find contentment in what is, rather than constantly striving for what could be. This shift brings a sense of calm, a mindset that's resilient and open to life's natural flow, without the pressure to meet impossible ideals. Another habit to release is gossip. Engaging in gossip or speaking negatively about others doesn't add value to your life. It only feeds negativity and divisiveness. Letting go of gossip frees your mind from judgment, allowing you to focus on positive interactions. This choice nurtures compassion, creating relationships that are respectful and supportive. By avoiding gossip, you're fostering an environment that values kindness, one that sees the good in others rather than focusing on flaws. It's also wise to release the habit of constant busyness. Filling every moment with activity often leaves little room for reflection or rest, creating a life that's rushed and stressful. By letting go of the need to stay busy, you're allowing yourself to prioritize quality over quantity, to focus on what truly matters. This space creates balance, a life where you're free to enjoy each moment rather than constantly moving from one task to the next. In this quiet space, you're able to connect with yourself, to find fulfillment in simply being rather than always doing. Another thing to remove is the tendency to dwell on mistakes. Mistakes are natural and provide valuable lessons, but holding on to them only creates self-doubt and regret. By releasing past mistakes, you're allowing yourself to grow, to move forward with the knowledge gained without being weighed down by guilt. This mindset fosters resilience, a belief that each mistake is a step towards self-improvement rather than a failure. In letting go, you're building a life that values progress, a life where you're free to learn without being held back by self-criticism. It's essential to let go of the pursuit of perfection. Striving for perfection creates a life filled with pressure and dissatisfaction, as true perfection is rarely attainable. By releasing this pursuit, you're allowing yourself to appreciate each step of the journey, to value growth over flawless achievement. This shift brings contentment, a sense of peace in knowing that imperfection is a natural part of life. You're no longer bound by impossible standards. Instead, you're embracing a life that values authenticity, a life that finds beauty in the imperfect. In quietly removing these habits, you're creating a life filled with clarity, peace, and purpose. Each choice is a step toward a life that reflects your true self, free from the distractions and burdens that once held you back. Through this practice, you're discovering that simplicity brings strength, that letting go opens the door to a life rich in meaning and fulfillment. With each quiet release, you're shaping a journey that's balanced, resilient, and deeply aligned with the principles of Stoicism. With a clear mind, unburdened by unnecessary distractions, you're ready to embrace habits that not only build resilience, but also guide you toward inner greatness. Marcus Aurelius, one of Stoicism's most celebrated figures, practiced habits that elevated his life and principles. These habits weren't about status or power. They were about developing qualities that foster inner strength, humility, and wisdom. By integrating these Stoic practices into your daily life, you're setting a foundation for growth that reflects discipline, clarity, and a deep commitment to living in alignment with values that truly matter. One habit that Marcus Aurelius emphasized was self-reflection. Rather than going through life on autopilot, he spent time each day assessing his actions, thoughts, and intentions. This practice of self-examination allows you to gain insight into your own behavior, helping you to understand your motivations and areas for growth. Through consistent reflection, you're able to approach each day with a mindset geared toward improvement, seeing mistakes as lessons rather than failures. This habit cultivates awareness, helping you to become more mindful in your actions and aligned with your principles. Self-reflection is a quiet but powerful tool for self-mastery, enabling you to grow steadily and thoughtfully. Another essential Stoic habit is embracing the power of perspective. Marcus Aurelius often reminded himself that challenges are temporary, and that our thoughts shape how we experience the world. By developing the habit of stepping back and observing situations with a calm mind, you're able to see beyond immediate emotions or stress. This shift in perspective helps you to handle adversity with greater composure, understanding that each experience, even difficult ones, contributes to your growth. This habit of perspective fosters resilience, allowing you to stay grounded even when circumstances are challenging. In seeing life's bigger picture, you're less affected by small setbacks, focusing instead on long-term growth and understanding. Practicing gratitude was another habit that shaped Marcus's life. Gratitude isn't merely an appreciation for things that go well, it's an acknowledgement of the richness of life, even in ordinary moments. By cultivating a habit of gratitude, you're training your mind to focus on the positive aspects of each day, creating a mindset that sees abundance rather than lack. This practice helps you to approach life with an open heart, noticing the small blessings and connections that fill your day. Gratitude becomes a way to anchor yourself, bringing a sense of contentment that isn't swayed by external circumstances. This outlook not only enriches your experience, but also strengthens your resilience, as you're less likely to be thrown off balance by temporary difficulties. Simplicity was a core principle for Marcus Aurelius, and adopting a habit of simplicity helps to eliminate unnecessary distractions from your life. When you focus on what truly matters, letting go of superficial desires or excess, you're able to live with a sense of clarity and purpose. Simplicity doesn't mean depriving yourself. It's about aligning your life with your values, finding satisfaction in what's essential. This habit creates a life that is both rich and unencumbered, a life that values quality over quantity. By embracing simplicity, you're nurturing a mindset that finds fulfillment in depth rather than in accumulation, creating space for growth and peace. Practicing kindness and compassion was another important Stoic habit for Marcus. He recognized that each person is fighting their own battles, and this understanding helped him to approach others with empathy and patience. Developing a habit of kindness allows you to build relationships that are grounded in respect rather than judgment or conflict. This habit isn't about being passive. It's about choosing to respond with understanding, even in difficult situations. Kindness creates connections that are genuine, fostering a community that supports rather than competes. By practicing compassion, you're contributing to an environment that values human dignity, and in turn, you're reinforcing your own sense of strength and purpose. Another powerful habit is cultivating self-control. Marcus Aurelius often spoke about the importance of mastering one's impulses, recognizing that true freedom comes from self-discipline rather than indulgence. By practicing self-control, you're able to make choices that align with your long-term goals, rather than being swayed by temporary desires or reactions. This discipline helps you to maintain focus, enabling you to stay on course even when distractions arise. Self-control isn't about denying yourself. It's about developing the strength to act according to your values. This habit brings a sense of stability to your life, a foundation of confidence that isn't easily shaken by external influences. Detachment from outcomes is another Stoic habit that Marcus valued deeply. When you're attached to specific results, you're setting yourself up for disappointment, as not everything is within your control. By practicing detachment, you're able to focus on the quality of your efforts rather than the end result. This approach fosters resilience, as you're no longer swayed by success or failure. Instead, you're finding peace in knowing that you've done your best, regardless of the outcome. This detachment creates a sense of freedom, a mindset that values growth over perfection, allowing you to approach each endeavor with an open heart and a clear mind. Practicing humility was central to Marcus's philosophy, and it's a habit that brings great strength. Humility doesn't mean diminishing yourself. It means recognizing that there's always room for growth and learning. By adopting a humble mindset, you're open to feedback and willing to learn from others, regardless of their status or background. This habit fosters continuous growth, creating a life that values knowledge over pride. Humility allows you to approach each experience with curiosity rather than ego, building a character that is both strong and flexible. By letting go of the need for validation, you're free to focus on what truly matters, creating a life that reflects your values rather than external expectations. Developing a habit of resilience was another key aspect of Marcus's philosophy. Life is filled with challenges, and the ability to withstand them with grace is essential for lasting success. By cultivating resilience, you're training yourself to face difficulties with a calm mind, to learn from each experience without being defeated by it. Resilience isn't about ignoring pain. It's about finding strength within yourself to continue even when the path is hard. This habit brings confidence, a belief that you can handle whatever life brings. Through resilience, you're creating a mindset that sees each challenge as an opportunity to grow stronger and wiser. Embracing the habit of living in alignment with nature was foundational for Marcus. He saw life as part of a larger, interconnected whole, and this perspective helped him to approach each day with respect and mindfulness. By living in harmony with nature, you're recognizing that your actions impact not only yourself, but also the world around you. This habit encourages a lifestyle that values sustainability, a way of living that respects natural cycles and rhythms. This alignment fosters inner peace, a sense of belonging that isn't confined to personal goals, but extends to a greater purpose. Living with respect for nature brings clarity, helping you to see life as part of a larger journey, a dance with the universe that is both meaningful and harmonious. In integrating these Stoic habits, you're building a life filled with strength, wisdom, and resilience. Each habit serves as a guide, shaping your actions and thoughts in ways that align with the principles of Stoicism. Through self-reflection, gratitude, simplicity, and resilience, you're creating a foundation that supports lasting fulfillment, a journey that values inner growth over external success. With these habits, you're not only honoring the teachings of Marcus Aurelius, but also cultivating a life that reflects the highest qualities of the human spirit. Each day becomes a step toward greatness, a commitment to live with purpose, compassion, and unwavering inner strength. With a foundation of Stoic habits that build inner strength, resilience, and self-mastery, you're equipped with the tools to naturally draw others to you in a way that creates a powerful, lasting impact. Stoicism teaches us that true influence isn't about manipulating others or playing mind games. Rather, it's about cultivating qualities within ourselves that naturally attract admiration, respect, and genuine curiosity. When you embody qualities that inspire and empower, others are drawn to you, often without even understanding why. By living with integrity, purpose, and calm confidence, you can create a lasting impression that stays with people, inviting them to think of you often and with deep regard. One of the most powerful ways to create an unforgettable impression is through unwavering authenticity. People are instinctively drawn to those who are genuine, who live in alignment with their true values and beliefs. Authenticity is rare in a world where many people hide behind facades or try to fit into societal expectations. By embracing your true self and expressing it confidently, you're inviting others to see and appreciate the real you. This authenticity builds trust, as others sense that you are consistent and honest. They're more likely to remember and think about you because your presence leaves a mark that feels rare and refreshing. Authenticity isn't about being perfect, it's about being real, and that honesty has a magnetic quality. Another powerful Stoic trait that creates attraction is calm composure. In a world where stress and urgency are common, those who carry themselves with calmness stand out. When you're able to remain centered and collected, even in challenging situations, you're showing a level of emotional strength that others find admirable. Calmness brings a sense of stability, making others feel at ease in your presence. This tranquility leaves a strong impression, encouraging others to think of you when they need inspiration or peace. People are naturally drawn to calm energy because it reflects inner control and resilience, qualities that are deeply respected and remembered. Living with purpose and passion also makes others think about you long after you've parted. When you are dedicated to meaningful goals, your enthusiasm shines through, creating a sense of excitement and curiosity. People are inspired by those who live with a clear sense of direction, who aren't afraid to pursue their dreams wholeheartedly. This passion is contagious. It stirs something within others, making them want to be around you to feel that same sense of purpose. This kind of energy isn't forced. It's a natural result of being aligned with your values and aspirations. By pursuing your goals with passion, you're inviting others to reflect on their own dreams, creating a memorable impact. Listening deeply is another quality that fosters a lasting connection. Many people are so focused on sharing their own thoughts that they forget the value of truly listening. When you listen with full attention, without judgment or impatience, you're giving others a rare gift. This attentiveness makes people feel valued and understood, creating a bond that stays with them. They're more likely to think about you because you've shown a level of respect and empathy that is memorable. By being fully present in conversations, you're building connections that go beyond the surface, connections that leave a lasting impression and draw others to you naturally. A sense of curiosity about others also has a magnetic effect. People are drawn to those who show genuine interest in their lives, who ask thoughtful questions, and are genuinely curious about their experiences. This curiosity isn't about prying, it's about engaging with others in a way that shows you value their perspective. When you're curious about others, you're creating an experience that feels meaningful, a moment where they feel seen and appreciated. This curiosity encourages them to think about you because you've shown an interest that goes beyond casual conversation, building a connection that resonates deeply. Embodying confidence without arrogance is another powerful way to create a memorable impact. Confidence rooted in self-awareness and humility is a rare quality that commands respect without creating distance. When you believe in yourself and your abilities, others feel that energy and are naturally drawn to it. This confidence isn't about seeking validation, it's a quiet assurance that shows you're comfortable with who you are. People are more likely to think about you because you project a sense of inner strength that they find inspiring. Confidence, when paired with humility, creates a presence that feels strong yet approachable, a balance that leaves a lasting impression. Another way to make an impact is by showing kindness and compassion. In a world where many interactions are rushed or transactional, a genuine act of kindness stands out. Whether it's offering a listening ear, helping someone in need, or simply being patient, kindness creates a connection that others remember. Acts of compassion resonate on a deep level, creating a sense of warmth and comfort that lingers in people's minds. When you approach others with empathy and kindness, they're more likely to think of you positively, recalling the way you made them feel valued and understood. Practicing resilience in the face of challenges also leaves a strong impression. People are naturally drawn to those who can handle difficulties with grace and determination. When you show resilience, you're demonstrating an inner strength that others admire and respect. This resilience isn't about ignoring hardships. It's about facing them with courage and composure. By embodying resilience, you're creating a presence that others find inspiring, one that encourages them to think of you as someone who is strong and dependable. This strength leaves a mark, creating a sense of admiration that keeps you in their thoughts. Living with integrity is another trait that makes others think of you with respect and admiration. Integrity means being true to your values, acting consistently with honesty and respect. People are drawn to those who act with integrity because it reflects a level of trustworthiness that is rare and valuable. When you live with integrity, you're creating a reputation that others remember, a reputation built on honesty and respect. This trustworthiness encourages others to think of you when they seek guidance or support, as they know you are someone who stands by your principles. Having a sense of humor and lightheartedness can make you unforgettable. Humor brings joy and relief, creating moments of laughter that people cherish. When you share laughter with others, you're creating memories that stick, moments that they're likely to recall fondly. A good sense of humor also shows that you don't take yourself too seriously, making you approachable and relatable. This lightness adds to your presence, encouraging others to think of you with a smile. Humor has a unique way of connecting people, creating bonds that are remembered long after the moment has passed. Incorporating these Stoic-inspired qualities creates a life that naturally draws others to you. Each trait reflects inner strength, compassion, and self-assurance, qualities that leave a lasting impact on those around you. By living with authenticity, calmness, purpose, and kindness, you're building connections that are meaningful and memorable. Others think of you not because of manipulation or tactics, but because you embody values that resonate deeply. Through this approach, you're not only living a life filled with purpose, but also creating an influence that lingers in the minds and hearts of others, inspiring them in ways that are both genuine and profound. With a strong foundation of qualities that naturally draw others to you, another dimension unfolds, a pathway to elevate your life beyond ordinary standards. Stoicism, at its core, offers keys to cultivate inner mastery, build resilience, and empower you to excel in a way that is profound, steady, and lasting. This isn't about surpassing others through competition. Rather, it's about reaching the highest expression of your true self, finding peace in growth, and achieving goals that resonate deeply with your values. Embracing these 12 Stoic principles can guide you to new levels of strength, understanding, and fulfillment. The first key lies in embracing self-discipline. Discipline is the backbone of any achievement and creates a foundation of control and focus that empowers you to shape your life purposefully. This form of self-mastery means committing to actions that support your goals, even when motivation fades. Discipline enables you to pursue what matters, setting aside distractions and short-term comforts. By embracing discipline, you are strengthening your ability to make decisions aligned with your aspirations, building a life that reflects persistence and purpose. Discipline doesn't restrict you, it frees you to live with intention and clarity. Another powerful Stoic key is developing emotional resilience. Emotions can often cloud judgment and lead to actions that don't align with your values. By cultivating resilience, you are training yourself to approach challenges with calmness and composure. This doesn't mean suppressing emotions, but rather understanding them without letting them control your actions. Emotional resilience allows you to navigate difficulties without being derailed, maintaining inner peace even when circumstances are tough. This ability to face adversity with a balanced mindset places you on a path of steady progress, making each challenge an opportunity to strengthen your character. A third key is prioritizing your own growth over comparison. Rather than focusing on how you measure up to others, center your attention on your unique journey. This perspective frees you from the distractions of competition and envy, allowing you to celebrate your progress authentically. When you prioritize growth for its own sake, each step becomes a fulfilling experience, and you are no longer tied to external validation. This mindset builds confidence and peace, helping you to live a life that reflects your values, rather than being shaped by the achievements of those around you. Growth becomes a personal commitment, a source of joy and satisfaction. Maintaining humility is another essential principle for surpassing superficial standards. Humility keeps you open to learning, enabling you to recognize areas for improvement without ego. When you are humble, you're willing to listen, to receive feedback, and to grow from it. This humility is a quiet strength, allowing you to focus on personal progress rather than seeking attention or praise. By embracing humility, you're building a reputation of respect, creating a life where others look to you for wisdom rather than showmanship. This openness to growth fosters a depth of character that surpasses temporary success. Another Stoic key is cultivating mindfulness in each moment. Mindfulness brings a level of presence and attention that heightens your experience, helping you to fully engage with each task and interaction. By being mindful, you're able to notice details, to appreciate subtleties, and to approach challenges with a clear mind. This habit of mindfulness keeps you grounded, focused on what's within your control, rather than being pulled by distractions or worry. Through mindfulness, you're not only creating a richer life experience, but also building a strong, focused mind that is prepared to face whatever comes your way. The Stoic practice of accepting what you cannot control is another profound key to finding peace and surpassing unnecessary stress. Often, anxiety and frustration arise from trying to influence things that are beyond your reach. By accepting that certain outcomes are not in your hands, you're freeing yourself from the weight of these expectations. This acceptance doesn't mean giving up. It means focusing your energy on what you can change, embracing reality as it is. This perspective brings a sense of freedom and peace, helping you to move through life with a sense of balance, unburdened by unrealistic expectations. Practicing gratitude is another Stoic principle that elevates your outlook. Gratitude shifts your focus from what's lacking to what's present, creating a mindset of abundance. When you actively appreciate what you have, you're building a foundation of contentment and peace. This gratitude isn't limited to good days. It's a perspective that finds value in each experience, viewing challenges as opportunities for growth. By embracing gratitude, you're nurturing a life that feels full, a life where each moment holds meaning. This approach builds resilience, helping you to see life's richness, even in times of difficulty. Consistency is another key Stoic habit that strengthens your path toward excellence. When you show up every day, regardless of mood or circumstances, you're building a foundation of trust with yourself. Consistency is about committing to your principles and goals, not just when it's easy, but especially when it's hard. This persistence creates momentum, a steady progress that adds up over time. Through consistency, you're training yourself to be reliable, both to yourself and to others. This habit of steady effort builds a life that's marked by perseverance, a life where each action reflects a commitment to growth. The practice of self-reflection is another valuable Stoic habit. Taking time to evaluate your thoughts, actions, and intentions helps you to align with your values. Reflection allows you to learn from your experiences, to recognize patterns, and to make intentional changes. This habit creates a life that's thoughtful and self-aware, one that's grounded in personal understanding. By reflecting regularly, you're gaining insight into what drives you, adjusting your actions to stay true to your goals. This process of self-examination fosters wisdom, helping you to grow with purpose and clarity. Living with intention is another core Stoic principle that empowers you to surpass fleeting distractions. When you act with intention, each choice supports your larger vision, creating a life that's focused and meaningful. Intention is about knowing what you want to achieve and aligning your actions with that purpose. This clarity helps you to avoid decisions that don't serve your goals, creating a pathway that is both purposeful and directed. By living with intention, you're building a life that reflects your aspirations, a life where each step is taken with purpose and direction. Another Stoic key is practicing patience. Patience allows you to stay committed to your goals without feeling rushed or frustrated by delays. Life's greatest achievements are often the result of steady, prolonged effort, and patience enables you to persevere without giving up. This mindset creates a calm, persistent attitude, one that isn't easily shaken by obstacles. By cultivating patience, you're creating resilience, a steady force that propels you forward with peace rather than urgency. This approach fosters growth, helping you to stay grounded even when progress feels slow. The final Stoic principle is embracing change with an open mind. Change is an inevitable part of life, and by approaching it with acceptance, you're freeing yourself from the fear of the unknown. This openness to change allows you to adapt, to find new paths when the old ones no longer serve. By seeing change as an opportunity rather than a threat, you're creating a mindset that is both flexible and resilient. This perspective enriches your life, helping you to grow through each transition with grace and confidence. These Stoic principles serve as a guide to build a life that surpasses the ordinary, a life marked by strength, wisdom, and resilience. Each key is a step toward a journey that is both fulfilling and deeply aligned with your highest values. Through discipline, resilience, mindfulness, and acceptance, you're creating a foundation that supports true growth, a life where you rise above fleeting concerns and live with lasting purpose. This Stoic path empowers you to become the best version of yourself, one that surpasses not just others, but the limitations you once set for yourself, achieving greatness through the strength of inner mastery and unwavering commitment to personal excellence. Building a life marked by strength, clarity, and resilience is transformative, yet there's a quieter battle that so many face daily: the relentless cycle of overthinking. Overthinking crowds the mind with doubts, worries, and unproductive thoughts that drain energy and hinder peace. Stoicism offers practical strategies to detox your mind, freeing you from these endless loops and creating mental space for calm, focus, and purpose. Here are 19 effective strategies to help quiet the mind, reduce mental clutter, and restore a sense of grounded presence. The first strategy to release overthinking is focusing on what you can control. Much of overthinking stems from worrying about situations that lie outside your influence. By focusing on what's within your control, you're directing your energy toward productive actions rather than fruitless worry. This perspective keeps you grounded, reminding you that peace comes from letting go of the uncontrollable. When you shift your focus, you're not avoiding responsibility, but embracing a mindset that prioritizes effective action over endless analysis. Another strategy is to practice single tasking. Trying to handle multiple things at once often leads to fragmented thoughts and mental exhaustion. By focusing on one task at a time, you're giving your mind space to engage fully, reducing the urge to overthink. This approach brings a sense of accomplishment as each completed task reinforces clarity and focus. When you commit to single tasking, you're simplifying your mental environment, creating a calm space where overthinking has less room to thrive. Daily meditation is another powerful tool for clearing the mind. Meditation doesn't require perfection. It's about training your mind to return to a place of stillness. Through meditation, you're learning to observe your thoughts without getting caught up in them, creating distance between you and your mental chatter. This practice nurtures calm, helping you to recognize when thoughts become excessive or unproductive. Over time, meditation teaches you to let go of mental clutter, cultivating a habit of mental quiet that carries into your daily life. Practicing gratitude is another effective way to reduce overthinking. When you focus on what you're thankful for, you're shifting attention away from worry and into a mindset of appreciation. Gratitude grounds you in the present, reminding you of the abundance already in your life. By nurturing this habit, you're replacing anxious thoughts with a sense of peace and satisfaction. This shift doesn't ignore challenges. It simply gives you a balanced perspective, helping you to see beyond worries to the good that surrounds you. Journaling is another helpful strategy for managing thoughts. Writing down your thoughts allows you to express them without letting them spiral. Through journaling, you're releasing concerns from your mind onto paper, where they feel more manageable. This practice provides clarity, helping you to organize your thoughts and see patterns that may be driving your overthinking. By regularly journaling, you're building a routine that promotes mental release, giving you a safe space to process emotions and clear mental clutter. Setting boundaries for digital consumption is also essential for a calm mind. Constant exposure to news, social media, and digital alerts fills the mind with information, much of which can trigger stress or overthinking. By limiting your screen time, you're reducing the mental noise that fuels anxiety. This boundary isn't about ignoring the world. It's about choosing when and how you engage with information. With fewer digital distractions, you're creating space for focused thought, a mental environment where overthinking naturally decreases. Another key strategy is grounding yourself in the present through mindful breathing. When you feel overwhelmed by thoughts, taking deep breaths helps to bring you back to the moment. This simple practice anchors your mind in the present, reducing the influence of racing thoughts. Breathing deeply signals to your body that it's time to relax, breaking the cycle of anxious thinking. This technique is both accessible and effective, providing instant relief whenever overthinking starts to build. Prioritizing rest is another fundamental strategy. A tired mind is more prone to overthinking, as exhaustion weakens your ability to focus and stay grounded. By ensuring you get sufficient sleep, you're giving your brain the energy it needs to function calmly and clearly. This habit doesn't just improve mental clarity, it strengthens resilience, helping you to approach each day with a refreshed mind. Quality rest supports your mental health, creating a foundation that naturally reduces the urge to overthink. Cultivating self-compassion is another valuable way to reduce mental clutter. Often, overthinking is fueled by self-criticism or perfectionism, creating a cycle of judgment that's hard to escape. When you treat yourself with kindness, you're breaking this cycle, replacing criticism with patience. Self-compassion fosters acceptance, a mindset that frees you from the pressure to have everything figured out. This kindness toward yourself builds a more peaceful mind, one that isn't consumed by unnecessary guilt or doubt. Another strategy is to engage in activities that bring joy and fulfillment. When you're involved in something meaningful, your mind is naturally focused, reducing the tendency to overthink. These activities act as a mental reset, shifting your focus from worries to enjoyment. Whether it's a hobby, physical exercise, or creative expression, dedicating time to fulfilling pursuits brings balance to your life. This focus on positive experiences nourishes the mind, creating moments of calm that counteract mental clutter. Setting realistic goals is another effective approach to quieting the mind. overthinking often arises from feeling overwhelmed by big, ambiguous tasks. By breaking your goals into small, achievable steps, you're creating a clear path forward, reducing the mental strain of uncertainty. This structure gives you a sense of progress, helping you to stay focused on what's next, rather than getting lost in worries. Each small achievement reinforces confidence, creating a cycle of clarity that minimizes the urge to overthink. Avoiding perfectionism is another powerful way to clear mental clutter. Perfectionism creates a mindset of constant judgment, fueling overthinking by making you question every detail. By letting go of the need to be perfect, you're giving yourself the freedom to take action without endless self-criticism. This perspective values progress over flawlessness, helping you to move forward with ease. Accepting imperfection creates space for growth, reducing the mental burden of unrealistic standards. Spending time in nature is another strategy for mental clarity. Nature has a calming effect, helping to reset your mind and reduce stress. When you're immersed in natural surroundings, you're giving yourself a break from daily pressures, creating a space where thoughts can settle. This connection with nature promotes relaxation, a natural antidote to overthinking. By regularly spending time outdoors, you're nurturing a peaceful mind, one that is refreshed and ready to face challenges with calmness. Another important practice is decluttering your physical space. A cluttered environment often mirrors a cluttered mind, making it harder to think clearly. By organizing your surroundings, you're creating an atmosphere that supports focus and calm. This physical clarity translates to mental clarity, helping you to approach each day with a refreshed mindset. A clean space reduces distractions, allowing you to think with focus and purpose, free from the visual noise that can fuel overthinking. Practicing patience is another essential Stoic strategy. Overthinking often stems from wanting immediate answers or solutions, creating anxiety when things take time. By embracing patience, you're freeing yourself from this urgency, allowing things to unfold naturally. Patience creates a mindset of calm, one that isn't driven by deadlines or demands. This perspective fosters resilience, helping you to stay grounded even when progress feels slow. Spending time with supportive people is also essential for mental clarity. Positive relationships provide a safe space for sharing thoughts, helping to release worries that might otherwise lead to overthinking. These connections offer perspective, reminding you that you're not alone in your challenges. Surrounding yourself with understanding people brings balance, providing emotional support that reduces mental strain. Another powerful tool is visualization. By picturing a calm mind or a peaceful scene, you're creating a mental environment that supports relaxation. Visualization provides an anchor, a focus point that draws you away from anxious thoughts. This mental image acts as a reminder that peace is always within reach, even when the mind feels busy. Practicing visualization regularly builds a habit of calm, creating a mental space that's clear and focused. Cultivating gratitude for each day's small victories helps to replace overthinking with appreciation. Recognizing your efforts and progress, no matter how small, reinforces a sense of accomplishment. Gratitude shifts your focus from worries to achievements, building confidence that strengthens inner peace. This practice fosters a balanced perspective, helping you to see beyond daily challenges to the progress you're making. By integrating these Stoic strategies, you're creating a life that supports mental clarity, calm, and resilience. Each approach builds a foundation for peace, freeing your mind from the weight of overthinking and nurturing a sense of balance and joy. Through these practices, you're not only detoxing your mind, but also empowering yourself to live with focus, purpose, and tranquility, fully equipped to face life's complexities with a clear and steady mind. As you embrace these Stoic lessons, you're stepping into a new way of living, one where peace and purpose guide your path. Each lesson, from releasing control to aligning your intentions with calm, shapes a mindset that frees you from stress and opens the door to your deepest desires. By grounding yourself in gratitude, detaching from rigid outcomes, and building resilience through inner virtues, you're creating a life that attracts what truly matters effortlessly. This journey isn't about chasing or forcing, it's about connecting with the flow of life, allowing things to unfold naturally, and trusting that what is meant for you will come. With these Stoic tools, manifestation becomes less about wishful thinking and more about aligning your inner world so fully that the outer world responds. So, what's one Stoic lesson you're going to focus on today? Drop it in the comments. Your insights could inspire someone else to start their journey. And if you found these Stoic principles valuable, subscribe to the channel to keep building a life filled with wisdom, clarity, and purpose.